Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm your big brown eye.
All right, let's play the song. Let's play the song.
I'm not playing it.
You can't play it.
You can't play it.
I want to see if it says I or eyes.
Well, she has the lyrics right. Well, okay, I'm not going to. Do you want me to play it?
Yeah,
I don't want to play it.
Why?
It's, okay.
Play it. Like, I want to hear if it says eyes or I.
It's by Inner Circle.
Correct.
Sorry, Katie. We have to do
We're
this.
taking
We
over
have
your
a
segment
guest.
with Inner Circle.
Yeah, we have a guest, and then I'm going to look up the problematic reggae group, Inner Circle, Sweat, la 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 long.
We had a debate on Twitch before the show started, and we got to hear.
I've been watching you, a la 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 long, a la 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 long, 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 long. Come on.
It's a little stalkerish from the top, right?
We
I've
should
been
have
watching
this
you.
played at the Land Cruise.
I love this song.
This is your first dance with your wife at your wedding?
Yeah. Boof crazy. Okay. Okay. Okay, he's nervous.
That's no lie.
I heard an S. Yeah, he's saying eyes.
It's close, and it
It's
sounds like
close.
eyes.
No,
And look at your
there's-
big
When you
brown
see it
eyes.
live, they leave the S off.
Okay, well, hold on a second. I'm gonna bust this myth for all of you. Nobody in the history of time that I've ever met that is a horny person has ever referenced brown eye. No one ever has.
I feel like Concrete Mike has.
It is an unusable phrase that no one if you use that phrase, you're not getting the phrase. Does that make sense? If you toss that around like it's dollar bills at a strip club, you are not. No, you don't. No.
Could they be clowning?
No.
Like
it's slipping it in
They're
there.
seriously clowning.
Like for instance, you know
could
the
they
new
be
song.
seriously clowning?
You know the new song by Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars, the "Leave the Door Open" song. One of the biggest songs in the world. There's a part in there where he says, "If you smoke, I got the haze, and if you're hungry, I got fillets."
Okay.
I thought he said, if you smoke, I got the haze, and if you're hungry, girl, I got the lays. I thought he was talking about potato chips.
Okay.
I thought he said, well, I got the lays. And I was yelling it at my wife and screaming, and she looks it up. It's fillets. So I'm just thinking we're having a lays fillets here. I don't think it's brown eyes. I think it's always been brown eyes. And I think that perverted white people have changed it into what children would say in the schoolyard.
Okay, yeah. That could be true.
Because I don't think anybody uses brown eye. I don't think people toss that.
Let's
I don't
just
think.
say I know a local reggae band that sings it Brown Eye.
Well, yeah, of course. Are they okay? Are they a
cash
traditional
out.
reggae band?
My husband may have been in the band at one point.
Okay. Well,
your
that
husband was in
band,
a-
that band was not a roots reggae band, right? They're a reggae band. Where there's
Yeah,
a
they're
difference.
White Boy Summer reggae
Yeah,
band.
white boy summer reggae band.
All right. Sorry, Kitty. I think we got it squared away.
Yeah.
I'm with Sam.
What color? What color eyes do you have, Kenny?
I think they're big brown ones.
Yeah. All right. They're singing about you.
And welcome back to Morning Show 101 with Kenny, the brown eyes.
So
So
Kitty.
apparently, I found out that Sam's husband is a rapey Weird Al. Just changed the lyrics
To be fair, he only played bass in the band. He didn't sing.
My Corona rape.
Oh, no.
So Kenny, what are we going to talk about today?
yeah, man. So
Don't say Yaman. That's so bad.
we're going to talk about the time I was on the Drew Barrymore show eating pizza. That was literally my segment. I don't know if you guys know, but Drew Barrymore has her own talk show. It's kind of not that good.
I
but
didn't
she
know
did a
that was a
segment.
thing.
Yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I would agree with Kenny and say it's kind of not that good, but I would also piggyback on that and say if you like Drew Barrymore, you'll probably like the show. My jaw just popped, and I think I broke my mouth. Ow!
Is it on
my
the?
God!
Is it just some internet show?
It's on CBS, it says.
Oh.
It's not
Yeah,
bad.
it's broadcast locally. It's one of those syndicated shows, and I know because Kelly Clarkson has one, and that was huge. And so I think Drew Barrymore tried getting one too, and she did. But yeah, Dan's totally right. She's super quirky and super weird, and if you like her and you like that style, then you're gonna like the show. But
Yeah.
if you like a traditional daytime talk show, it's actually quite terrible.
It's kind of like I put Drew Barrymore in the same category as like a Zoe Deschanel, where it's like A lot of people say how annoying or whatever. But yeah, if you like that though, you're gonna like her. You know what I mean? Like they're kind of who they are. So
how would you even get your way on the show?
So one of the producers for the show knew me from when I was doing game show stuff, like when I was on the Match Game, and I talked about that. One of those producers actually now works for Drew Barrymore, and she goes, "Hey, you're interesting. We need people for a segment. So do you want to do it?" And essentially, they just they wanted people to taste test deep dish pizzas and get the audience reaction. And so that's why I was picked based on my network connections.
Huh. So
I can eat deep dish pizza and give reactions.
So
whoa,
is this like
yum?
You think Drew Barrymore had to have been influenced a little bit by Tom Green, right? And like the absurdity of his comedy, right? Because this sounds like Drew Barrymore. This sounds like a high Tom Green idea where like we're going to have someone eat deep dish pizza and then see how the audience was it like that? Like some absurd...
you mean like to be weirdo, or was this like a segment on the best style of pizza?
It was a segment. So they had a competition between some of the Chicago deep dish restaurants. And what they did was they ended up shipping me 9 deep dish pizzas, and not like the personal pan styles either, but like the giant 20-inch, family servings of it. They all came frozen packed, and there was 9 of them, 3 from each restaurant. And they wanted me to bake it, taste it, eat it, and then during the show, actually sit there live and like eat a slice and be like, this is a good cheese to bread ratio.
Oh my God, you had to cook 9 pizzas? That'd take all
day.
day.
That's a lot of work.
They sent me 9. They 3 from each. What they wanted me to do was practice one of each one to make sure I knew what I was doing, and then I'd have
Wait
one
a minute.
for the morning.
How do you
of
not
the
know how to
show.
eat pizza?
Well, like cooking it. Like, what if he can't prepare it? Like, if he bakes it and the center's frozen, then your segment's dead in the water.
Yeah.
So I see
or
what
burns
they're doing.
it or whatever.
We're kind of doing it with our event. We're like sending all the pieces, and we're like, we're gonna walk it through.
Although it's kind of weird, they didn't just do that and have it. It's like weird that they wanted you to do it and bring it.
Is it? I mean, like,
it's odd.
Big companies are always trying to get people to do stuff for free.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah.
They came from Chicago, so they had to they had to flash freeze it and like send it over in dry ice and like overnight it to me.
It's a lot of work.
It is.
Yeah. And so they gave me a practice one, and then I had one for the morning of, and they tape it at like 8 a.m. So I had to wake up at 6 a.m. in order to put pizzas in the oven and bake them. And then I had a backup one just in case I ended up ruining the other one.
That's a lot of pizzas, man. Do you still have any of them, or are they long gone?
Oh my God. Yeah, no, this filmed in December. I still have 1 pizza left in my freezer. Like it is comical because again, when you have 20-inch pizza, like it takes a good couple of days if you're just eating it by yourself.
Where is it from? Is it from like a world famous Chicago deep dish? I mean, bring that thing by here. We'll eat it.
Yeah, there's one from Gino's, one from Luminati's, and one from Labriola's, which are all like Chicago staples apparently. But yeah, and so that's kind of when I go, Tom is going to blow his mind, but just the sheer amount of money that they spent for maybe a 5-minute segment on her talk show. And they spent so much money to overnight me frozen pizzas. And then they overnighted me a tablecloth. They overnighted me like signage to put on my table to like match and have it like look so elegant for again a 5-minute segment on TV.
Yeah, well, but that's why their stuff looks good.
I didn't. So this was during pandemic. That's why.
Yeah, it started in September of 2020. So
you did it at your house, so that makes more sense. Of like they wanted you to do this, you're doing it on Zoom or whatever. Also, you got to remember. I would imagine if this is network, then they charged all these pizza restaurants advertising to even be on this bit. So yes, they did spend a lot of money, but each one of these pizza places spent $5,000 to be a part of this or whatever it is, just to have their logo for the advertising. It's like in the radio, Kenny, in the radio business, like like people would constantly email me back when I was in radio and be like, "Hey, I'll give you a prize for your prize thing." I'll donate it. And then I'm like, that's not how it works. Like, you got to go through the sale. You got to pay to be a part of the prizing. So not only you got to donate the prize, but it's going to cost you $500 just every day to be in, to have your product.
It's like that time I tried to give shingles for that house we were building, and they didn't want them because they wanted me to buy a schedule. It's weird.
So, so they probably made a lot of money off that 5-minute bit as well.
I'm sure they did because they kept talking about it. And they talked about the shipping company as well. So whatever the company
free shipping
in dry ice and sent it out, they were whatchamacallit, being promoted and pimped out a lot.
Oh, they paid
as
that.
well. And
Yeah.
she had Ross Matthews on there. I don't know if you know him from
Yeah.
some of those Bravo shows.
I like our Ross better.
I feel, Kenny, I feel like if you're going to be on some sort of daytime talk show, having it be on Zoom is kind of gyps you out of the experience, right?
Did you get paid to do this, or was this
Was that
Paid in pizza.
paid in pizza?
I got paid in 9 pizzas, and I ate well for days. I got sick of deep dish pizza.
Oh, I bet.
Because I don't know if you guys are fans or not. I don't mind deep dish pizzas. I had to lie and basically say, "Oh, deep dish pizza is amazing. Pick me." But yeah, I had to basically lie through my teeth and say all the pizzas were good. They were not good, by the way. Gino's, and I will fully admit, I don't care if they're a sponsor of anyone.
Whoa,
Gino's
whoa.
pizza sucks.
They're our sponsor. What are you doing?
Cut that out, Kenny. You're fired. I know you're not even working for us.
Where's the Jamaican rapist? When you need him.
Play the song.
Yeah, play the song. Get him out of here.
So, Kenny, why did you do this? Is there any money or did you, like what?
Be on TV.
Is that?
Yeah, it's to feed my own ego. I'll fully admit it. It's to feed my own ego. Plus, I knew I was getting free pizza, and I was like, in theory, I'm like, yeah, getting 9 pizzas is amazing. Let me go ahead and do that. And it's, again, to feed my own ego, so I can basically say, yeah, I was on TV. I could take a screenshot of it. I can gloat to all my friends and all the Midwesterners.
What is that behind you? Let me see your dog.
Well, Kenny,
Yep, this is
Oh,
Let's
look
talk-
at that pup.
let's talk about that for a
Pork
second.
chop.
Does that even is there anything even impressive? Okay, well, sorry, Kenny. I'm
What
gonna,
about baking a pizza on TV?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying,
Like, did he walk down the street and people were like, hold on a second, I think that's Drew Barrymore's pizza zoomer. Is that what you mean?
well, yeah, I feel like it's almost a nothing, right? Like, no offense, Kenny, but it's like if someone said,
Hey, I was on Drew Barrymore's show yesterday. I got to eat deep dish pizza on Zoom.
like, okay, if Drew Barrymore's show came to me and said, all right, we want you to cook these 9 pizzas, get up at 6 in the morning, do this thing. And
hard work.
Now, but what you'll get is you could wear a Tom and Dan shirt on this TV
But I don't
show.
think they'd say that.
Yeah, but even if they'd have to offer me something, because if nothing, I'm out before
Okay.
they even call me.
So they say you can wear the sweatshirt you have on now. Has a nice Tom and Dan retro logo on it, tomanddan.com.
I would I'd probably talk myself into it because I'd be like, come on, you lazy POS. So like, just do it, you idiot. Like,
Wait, we did that all morning here. We're making like
I know.
little things for this event we have going, and like we'd like add a little to it, and you're like, I don't know if we need to do it, but
But I would almost talk myself out of it because I'd be like, that's not going to help us. That's not going to get us nothing. Like, I don't, like nobody is even going to see the Tom and be like, what is that? Like,
You know what I would've-
It's a nothing, and to me, to be on the show is less than nothing.
now you know, Kenny, you know that
it's almost embarrassing.
Kenny, you followed the show for years, right? So you know,
No,
I'm not gonna be mean to you. I'm gonna tell you the way you should have played this. I think though, I've talked for years about my time stopping power and being able to reverse time and stuff like that. If we could do that, I would rather we pause, rewind time, and then these people are ready for the segment, and you're just there eating pizza, and you never zoom in. What do they do? Is there recourse? Do they try to contact you?
Do they cut the bit and do they have a
Do
plan
they try
B?
to sue you, or like, do they come after you?
Well, I guess it's pre-recorded, so I guess they would just.
Well, it's live to tape. So they recorded at 8 in the morning, but then it aired at 9. So they basically took that hour that they recorded, chopped it up, and just sent it to whatever the broadcast was. So they didn't really have time to do many edits. So I'm sure if I didn't chime in, it was just going to be Drew Barrymore and Ross Matthews just talking to each other instead of coming to me.
That's a lot of faith they have in just some random stranger
Yeah.
that agreed to.
Well, I guess was your buddy vouching for you in this case?
Well, not just that. And then I had to do like a phone interview with producers just to make sure that I have personality, I can talk. So that I think it was really more of a trust issue where it's like, okay, he sounds like he's competent and he's not going to pull a Dan and just eat pizza with the Zoom off.
Yeah, I would have never chimed. I would have never ever even called.
Do they have any like dumps or delays? Like if you accidentally cursed or something, like
or
with
like you're
the-
nude and your ding dong falls out while you're
something,
you have to put an oven mitt on it.
Well, because it's live to tape, so it isn't actually airing live. They just want to do as minimal editing as possible. So I'm sure if something like that happened, they would have to.
Yeah.
I don't know how fast they could pull it off. I'm assuming they're used to it because, again, they do the show every single day. So it's insane. And to answer your question, Tom, like it's just for the experience. It's just so I can say, yeah, I did it. Like what the net positive is, I get free pizza, and the net negative is, okay, so I had to wake up early. But then at the same time, I'm like, what's an extra hour of sleep versus the fact that I now have this wacky story in my life that I can do. I'm not saying it's necessarily fun or great, but it's just interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm just messing with you, Kenny. I agree, and I think...
Are you, though? Because I see...
Seriously clowning.
You're holding up a piece of paper that says, I'm not messing with you.
Yeah.
Did any of your friends and family be like, whoa? Was anybody impressed, Kenny? Was your aunt like, whoa, I love that. I saw you.
Drew Barrymore.
No,
51st dates.
You don't understand, like, how people are. They're like, you were on the Drew Barrymore show? Tell me about that. And then, like, they want to know all the aspects of it, of like, how is she? Is she a really cool person? Because in their minds, it's like, ooh la la, that I got to talk to a celebrity.
But in reality, you have no idea who. It's just like you
Did
saw
you get
her
to talk to her like off the air?
10 seconds.
Yeah, so the site, I know I was saying like it's 5 minutes. They did a commercial break, so it was like I did a couple minutes of doing it. They did a commercial break, then we ate the other one. So during the commercial break, I got to chat with her, and again, she just did the whole. It's like, well, thanks for joining us, Kenny.
Oh my God, thank you so much for being here and I eat the pizza. Is it the pizza guy? Like, oh my God, this is pizza guy. I like your beard, pizza guy.
Kenny, what will you do now to be famous? Because I feel
That's
like
what everyone is asking themselves.
Yeah.
What will Kenny do?
like you're
next?
still holding on. Like I feel like you're on that break. Does your wife yell at you to give it up?
What
give
your
up your
dog
dreams?
is doing behind you right now is more impressive than what you did on Drew Barrymore's show.
I would tend to agree. And so if you think about the timetable of things, I was on Drew Barrymore's show. That was in December. What is it? 4 months later, I'm now on Tom and Dan talking about it. So that's really all
That's fast. That's fast. I will be sending you different condoms to try on.
Okay.
I'll send you 3 of each kind. We're gonna do some. We're gonna do the lambskin old schoolers. We're going to do, I don't even know the names of condoms anymore, brands. That's how old I am now. That's how old I am now. I haven't bought condoms in so long. I couldn't even tell you.
Lifestyles.
Sam just clouded him.
Seriously clowning.
Lifestyles. What's
It's
a
Magnum.
chic? Is there chic?
Is that a pantyhose?
Insure?
Trojan?
Legs? Is it legs?
All right, Kenny, we got to go.
Burger King?
I didn't push it. I wanted to.
Push a Zoom over. Okay, bye-bye.
See you, Kenny.
All right, push.
Hold on.
I did it again.
He wanted to plug something.
Yeah,
I think.
well.
Podcast, twomoofs.com.
Oh,
TOOMOOFS.
Moves.
Yeah, 2 moofs.
2 moves.
You can ask him about it next week
Oh,
or next
2
month.
moves. You know, I won't get it when the guys do the funny names for the shows. There's guys out there that do that.
Take
They're
your
like,
show seriously, you idiots.
Where's Zartblard? Oh, Zartblard. Okay, really? Okay. Well, that'll go far. That'll go about as far as warming up pizzas on Drew Barrymore show. That's about as good as that.
Why are we pulling Kenny?
I don't know. Why am I making you pulled me into your web and now I'm here?
Well, it's more fun.
It
right?
is more fun.
Yeah.
It is more fun.
What are we doing? All right. Bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. We're going to do the most neglected portion of our show. I don't know why we do this. I love the emails. I printed out. We got a ton over the weekend.
Yes.
But for whatever reason, we
Been
can
stacking up.
Yeah, we just can never get through them. So we're going to dedicate ourselves to an email segment. In fact, I think I'm going to get Owen to whip us up an email, like an intro.
Email intro.
That way, if I spend money on it, it's kind of like the Peloton. If I spend money on the intro, I'll be forced to do emails because it will remind me.
And if you haven't seen this yet, we did a collaboration with Villain Clothing Company, and it's on tomandan.com under a merch section.
Mm-hmm.
But we have these, we call them the White Claw tubes. And
Party
it's
tube.
basically like a How tall is it? 3.5 feet.
I think
5 White Claws tall.
Yeah,
it's
5 White Claws
almost
tall.
my height. It's Daniel-sized White Claw tube.
It basically has got a zipper. It fits 5 White Claw in the
And it's
tube.
wetsuit material.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a koozie. And keeps 5.
Neoprene
Yeah.
with a zipper it's got a woven strap where you can belt it to your back like
A quiver of arrows.
yeah, like a quiver of arrows, and you can go into the beach with your White Claws on your back.
Instead of the Hunger Games, it's the Thirsty Games.
And here's
Canoeing is great for Florida. There's not that many left. There's probably like 30.
They're very limited, but I saw BDM do something I thought was really, really cool. He put, it fits 5 White Claws. He put the first one at the top was a sugar-free Red Bull, and then the rest were drinks. And then he had his other one. I was like, oh, that's cool, because it will fit energy drinks and
any seltzer size.
and White Claws.
Yeah.
So there you go.
And also, there's a hammock on there. We got a dog leash. We've got a lanyard. The hammock comes with a custom printed Tom and Dan bag.
Yeah, that's almost worth buying the hammock for just for the bag. It's weird.
Yeah, because if you put the hammock out, then you have the bag for it. What would you say? It's like a gigantic burrito-sized bag.
Yeah. I mean,
super
like,
burrito.
and the Villain guys and that whole team over at Villain, they're amazing. They do great work, and we're really stoked to be working with them. Did you know we're on the front top of their page?
Yeah.
That's really neat, because I went on there to shop for just some normal clothing. Andrea wanted to see some of the lady stuff that Villain has, and we're right on the top of their website, which is really nice.
Yeah, they're all local, and they have really good board shorts. I mean, check out their stuff as well.
Surfwear, active Florida wear.
Yeah.
Cool hats, outerwear. They're really, really cool. Their Cinco de Mayo stuff is what they're going to be rolling out very, very soon.
Yeah.
It's one of their biggest times of the year.
And their Florida Tuxedo, which is basically board shorts with a matching button-down shirt made out of that board short material.
It's awesome.
Like it's good. We're glad to be working with those guys.
Check
All
them
right,
out.
First email.
Okay. This we discussed deer whistles. I think it was a voicemail
Jim.
before.
Yeah, Jim from Lakeland.
This says the purpose of deer whistles are not to scare off the deer. It is to make them able to be seen. The air is forced through a narrow plastic piece of trash and makes a super high-pitched annoying screech which can be heard from what seems to be miles away. The noise attracts the attention of deer and any other living creature around and makes them look in the direction of the sound. Deer and most forest-dwelling creatures have reflective eyes, and that way your headlights reflect off their eyes, making them able to be seen much further away, and you can slow down to avoid them.
Gotcha. So it's for
to get their attention, and then I'm supposed to be scanning the woods for deer eyes.
Well,
in the middle of the road, and a dark road.
Well, I have headlights on. I should be able to see them with
Yeah.
my lights.
you should be looking in front of you while you're driving.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Also, like we said, most of the deer accidents that I've seen are deer running across and leaping across the road and getting hit out of midair.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Like
instead
straight through the windshield.
Instead of just stand there and do the frozen in the headlights style.
I've never seen that.
No.
But
I can imagine a bigger animal doing that, though. Like, I feel
Like
like
a
a
moose,
moose would
yeah.
do that. Yeah. You went to moose, too?
yeah.
I feel
Look
like
at you guys.
I feel like a
Two moose.
I feel like a whale would definitely do that.
moose get hit all the time in like Alaska and stuff,
Yeah.
and they
They're so big. How do you hit one?
oh
How do you
you
not see it?
You shatter their legs crazy,
Yeah,
and
well,
their giant carcass
On my
crushes your car.
scooter, do you think it would be possible on my scooter for me to, like, go down and then just go right under its genitalia on my ruckus?
With a big enough moose, I think so.
A big
because,
enough
like-
moose, I think I could. I think I could ride under an elephant on my scooter.
Yeah,
Probably,
yeah.
yeah.
Let's get that. Let's work on that. I think that'd be
Who
a
do we know
good.
that has
We'll
an
put that on.
elephant?
We'll zoom that in on Twitch for people.
Yeah.
Me riding my scooter under an elephant.
The problem is there's so many animal rights activists like this.
You can't even ride a scooter near an elephant because of the fumes.
In the 90s, we could have
Yeah.
done this no problem.
Sweet spot.
Yeah. Like there was a time
Donkeys were a dime a dozen in the 90s.
Yeah.
You could like go anywhere and people were just giving donkeys away.
I caught the tail end
I see what you did there.
of being able to incorporate animals in some sort of wacky stunt when the time I got that gator.
Oh, you
but they
stuck
got
your toe in the water for sure.
But they got a bunch of angry emails about that, and I thought the gator was an animal that was like no one. They're like whatever.
It's like
who cares?
indestructible, right? You can't
Yeah,
kill a
it's
gator.
dinosaur.
But they got some. They're like, no, we can't do that again. Apparently, PETA got them too.
And then you had you did have the Frisbee dog, which was a domesticated animal, but
Yeah,
it
yeah,
was
yeah. That was-
diarrhea crazy on the AstroTurf.
Yeah, well, that was fine because it was like technically you throw in a frisbee, but it was terrified the whole time. Diarrhea crazy, but it was because of all the screaming people.
Okay, I got a question. that kind of goes into like hitting animals in a car. If you hit a moose and you knock its back legs off, I mean, it's bad. Do they repair its legs and put it in one of those PVC crawling things like people do with basset hounds?
No. It's a bullet to the head.
So you only do that to a basset hound, right? That's the only dog I've ever seen ride, and he's right out here. He's our neighbor. I love this dog. He's super
I've
cute.
never seen
Oh,
that.
yeah, he's right out here. You'll see him taking walks. He's a basset hound.
I don't think he hasn't been around in a while. I think
Oh,
I think that was the
Look
end.
out by the trash. There's a pile of PVC pipe.
Once
Smashed.
once you start dragging your back legs, like you don't
Yeah.
make it too much longer. You know, they got
Right.
they got a year out of that wheelchair.
Yeah.
And then it falls.
You know
apart.
what? You're right. We haven't seen him since the beginning of the pandemic. I have a very weird pandemic
yeah.
time syndrome.
Yeah. That dog is for sure dead. I'd bet on it. Because
That's
like I
sad.
said, old dog had the owner. And going back to who gets the wheelchair, whoever could pay for it. Someone will put a moose in a wheelchair, but they're gonna have to pay for it.
But don't put it in there if it doesn't need it, because there might be a moose that needs the wheelchair.
Right.
You know, it's
Next
kind of like when you go
email.
to the theme parks
All
and
right,
use
this
the.
email is from Evil Eye. It says, regarding an
great.
MP3 player. Just get a cheap Android from a Dollar General. Just don't get the burner or pay-as-you-go activation. It won't be a phone, but everything will work. MP3, Wi-Fi, videos, camera, etc. Just not texting or telephone service. About $48 to $60. Same exact as a real phone, but with no phone service. I have one for a real phone and one just for MP3s and photos. And if you ever want to use it as a phone, just activate it.
I don't think I want to carry around more devices.
Yeah.
You know,
I thought you wanted your Zune.
I do want an MP3 player. I was talking to our buddy Jason, who works for Sony, about maybe getting something to put all my music on. I just don't. Okay, do you guys ever have this problem where you're like you don't have conductivity, so Spotify or whatever ain't gonna work, but you don't have the music you want to listen to on your phone because
Right.
you have too much music to have all of it in one spot? I want to put all of my music on one MP3 player that I can just carry around, and that way all I need is just the battery life of the device. That's
Yeah.
what I want.
Yeah.
I know that sounds really old man, but I just want to have all my music.
Yeah, it just seems like putting it all on your phone storage is like one less, put it all on one.
I don't like it on the cloud, too, because then it has to search, then it has to download. I don't want to do that. I just want to have it right there.
I'm being driven crazy because the only two albums I ever downloaded on my phone was Mitch Hedberg and Eminem's newest or other album. And it just circulates every time I get in my car. It's either Eminem or Mitch Hedberg.
Wow.
And I tried to delete it because here's the thing: it's been years of the same thing, and I can't take it anymore. And I'm like,
What happened to the U2 album that was on there?
that's gone for some reason. I have
You
no idea.
love the U2 album that Apple put on there.
Or that something happened with that, but it's not on there. Now it's just
so you
Eminem
don't
and
have-
Mitch Hedberg, and I'm trying to delete them. I thought I did one day, and then it came back.
So you don't have any
my God.
music files in, like, if I go to your area and it says Apple Music,
look
there's
at it.
nothing there?
I'm not BSing you.
No, I don't think you are, but I just,
This
like,
is
mine
sad.
has all of my, I don't know what
don't
it's
even know where
ever
they go.
felt like to
Oh
have
my
an
God,
iPhone
Grandpa.
that, well, do you know what I mean, Sam? Like, I don't know what it's like to have ever had an iPhone that doesn't have iTunes on it with all of my music. Like, I've always had all my music
Type
with
music
me.
in.
Well, Apple Music is the thing now, yeah.
Can't find his own
You
music.
can't find the music button?
Well, no, there's I just typed in music at the top. That's it. I don't know.
We gotta get him some help, man.
Yeah, this has gotten
This is
like.
getting
do you
real
feel like in the
bad.
last 3 days it's gotten way worse?
Yes.
Like almost like, are you gonna die soon or something? Like you're getting way worse.
Give him the
like,
wheelchair. Give him the
rapid
wheelchair.
fire. Rapid fire.
The
Oh yeah, you got 2 albums, and then you have nothing.
Delete the albums for him, poor
Then
thing.
there's nothing. There's literally nothing else on his Apple. I don't even know how you do that.
and
Listen now.
I've
I
been
gotta
getting
listen
mad
now. There's
lately.
nothing. There is nothing
grumpy
under
old man.
under his listen now. There's nothing.
I just don't. No, I only listen to podcasts. That's it. No music. And if I want to listen to some music, I'll go to YouTube, and then I hit play, and then I hold it up to my ear.
No headphones. I love it. Actually, you know what? Don't ever change. I'll write that
no,
into your
this is
yearbook.
horrible. This is no way to live.
I like
this is
it.
no goddamn way
So
to live.
I picture you sitting in your hot tub, relaxing, and you're holding your phone up to your ear so you can hear one chorus of Sublime.
Oh,
from YouTube, not even a
terrible quality.
not even a high. Thank you,
Yeah.
Sam. Not even a good quality MP3 or a WAV file.
Crystal did. She uploaded Spotify, so I got that, and then I can go. I was listening to Cashed Out, like because I wanted to,
Hey.
and then.
These boys are all right.
But it's
These kids are going to make it.
next email.
Tiger getting let off. When I was 17, after work, I was driving home on my motorcycle, of course without a helmet. As I got down the road, it looked like it was about to rain, so I stopped to put my helmet on. Just as it started to mist, a car in front of me went to the center turn lane. The same time in the opposite direction, another car went into the center turn lane. The one closest to me bounces and started spinning towards me. I locked up my front brakes, flew over the front face first, and rolled on the pavement into the curb. When the cops got there, a motorcycle cop gave me a ticket for reckless driving and said I caused my own accident. Because when he got there, the road was dry. A trip to the police station got that ticket quickly dismissed. Even the car's insurance covers me no problem. Another quick one I got, stuck in Tiger Bay on a road that didn't have a sign. Wildlife shows up, wrenches me out, then gives me a shovel to fill the hole in. When I got done, he handed me a ticket for damage to wetlands, which is a misdemeanor. The judge had to get me off for that charge since the officer had to admit someone took down the no trespassing sign. Cops can be D-heads and haven't gone on a ride without a helmet since.
Huh. Damage to wetlands.
That is weird.
Never heard of that.
For a hole in the side of the road. That's you gotta be a real D-head to like.
I think so.
A guy crashes his motorcycle and then puts some sort of hole in the side of the.
And then
road.
the guy just hands him a shovel and tells him, I'm not filling in this hole.
Well, then he filled it in. He's like, still gonna take it.
Yeah.
Damage to
Yeah,
the
but
wetlands.
was he
Screw
standing
that.
there watching you fill the hole in? That would
Probably,
be weird.
yeah.
Right? I don't like that. That sounds like, what are you, gunpoint there?
Do all cops have a shovel in their trunk? I never knew about
Well,
the shovel.
he said wildlife, so I'm guessing like
Oh, FWC. Yeah.
I'm
They're-
guessing it's not a
Tom,
real cop.
Tom is not a big fan of
They'll get
your
ya.
family.
They'll
just-
get you.
You know, I've only had one incident where the police officer I was having a conversation with was not cool. Every other time, I think I've had really, really cool altercations with police officers. I've never had one that was like, remember on my scooter when I ran the light and the guy cursed at me? That's the only time I've ever had a guy that was just like sideways on me.
You know, it's
And he was just mad because I guess
sometimes you get a nice one, sometimes you get a D head.
it's case by case, right?
I will tell you though, I know of a situation where a guy ran his boat into the bay, then like down in Miami, and he just got turned around or whatever, and then ran at full speed and ran it aground in the grasslands of the Biscayne Bay National Park down there. And then they had to like get a giant tugboat and like had to pull him out or whatever. But he made a divot and it was just like shallow
Was he just hauling
grasslands.
ass and ran aground?
Yeah, ran aground, and they sued him. The park service sued him for $100,000 of damage that his insurance had to pay for. Luckily, his boat insurance to pay for it. But they
That's
they
nuts.
and that is just literally it's grassland. It's not like some sort of coral. Like you ran into some like
It wasn't like destroying a house of wildlife or something, right?
but
Like,
they take it
straight to an eagle's nest.
they take it serious. It's just literally seaweed and shallow seaweed.
Yeah.
But man, they're like, well, this is forever changed the landscape of because on that size boat you put a divot in there, like it's there forever.
Yeah.
Like you'll see in like shallow areas, you'll see where boats run aground, and that's there. That's changed forever.
Yeah.
And they take it seriously. Like you mess around with like any sort of National Park Service stuff, and good luck winning the case because
Well, anything that would
usually
be
they-
like national park. When we were
you don't want to go against that or jury.
at Flagler College, it's very, very tempting your first year there, and everybody does it, to want to go and get a 6-pack of beer at Walgreens and then go to the fort at night and sit by the cannons and drink beer.
Yeah.
And you can really get into huge trouble doing that.
Federal property.
Yeah, and maybe I know a guy who's went to Flagler College and went with some friends, and man, that did not. We ended up in the dean's office. Like we ended up because they communicate directly with the college. They just write down all your information, and then you'd go directly there, and you could get sent home.
Yeah, but you start messing around with anything federal, and then it's a whole different level.
Yeah, definitely. From our Twitch chat room, this one is kind of scary. Jay Cornell says, my dad fell asleep at the wheel when I was a kid. I woke up to barreling down a hill through a cornfield, and we crashed through a state fence, and we had to pay for the fence. That's
weird.
insane.
Yeah.
There's like, I remember that I had a friend that crashed into a guardrail, and he had to pay the damages for the guardrail. It was just a single car accident or whatever, and it was like the stereotypical metal guardrail on the side of a highway or whatever.
Yeah.
But they have like certain like this much feet of damaged guardrail cost X amount of money.
Oh,
You know,
so
like,
they got it all worked
oh
out.
yeah. So you have to pay for that. It's like a dent. And by the way, I don't even think they fix it. Like it's like
They go out there with a hammer and rebend it a little bit.
it's like insurance claims in Miami. Like you get the money, you put a tarp on your roof. Like you never get a new roof. You just take the 10 grand and you buy a jet ski with
I've
it.
wondered that at times. Like you'll see stuff around here, even though the city will go and fix it, and it'll be like a really nice decorative. Those like concrete gates that they have so cars can't go into certain areas.
Yeah.
And then somebody like a moving truck or somebody will hit it, and make it look really bad. Then they'll just come through, and you're like, oh, they're gonna fix it. No, they just rip everything out and leave it.
And by the way, it's government contract stuff too. So it's like a
Way
10-foot
more.
of metal guardrail is going to be
$65,000.
Yeah, some insane price where you can get the local dude, the metal worker, to come fix it for $100, no problem. But yeah, it's going to be insane.
Next email.
Okay, this one says Porno Pitchman. Hey guys, I hope everyone is well. I was thinking about how adult documentaries get made the other day. I like calling porno adult documentaries. Is there a meeting where a guy says, you're at Publix, Stacy is playing the cashier. Kyle, you're a regular customer buying cantaloupes on a Tuesday. Stacy, when you ring up the cantaloupe, look Kyle in the eyes, bend forward and say, what about these melons? Then she'll help you to the Dodge minivan while you'll pile driver in the back seat. Feels like some of these scenes they're painting nowadays are a bit far-fetched. Beatty and Mike, P.S. The horses keep trying to eat my COVID beard.
Well, they're definitely not doing it in a grocery store because they have to get permission to film. Like that's why.
Unless you're the F Team 5. And I think they just gonzo it. I think they jump out of the van and take their chances.
Have you seen the ones? And
I've seen them all.
Yeah, I know you have.
You don't need to say that.
But they're the do it in the street. In like Romania or some sort of Czech
Those have
Republic.
been around for years.
Doing it in the street. It's weird because they're in the street doing it, but you look behind them, it's a medieval castle land. That's how you know it's Romania.
Yeah.
Also, I look around at that place. I'm like, I don't want to go there, bro.
Yeah, that's like
that's
Draculaville.
Like 28 days later.
Yeah, that's a depressing ass place you live in.
Yeah,
My God.
Why is everybody wearing a cape?
It's like it's an all gray, dingy city. Like,
Rain everywhere.
Also, you're BF by the PP subway, and no one's around. That means no one's even walking around because your place.
That
sucks.
means the bus isn't running right now because it's too dangerous.
Yeah.
And I don't care how many white fur coats you put on those women. I still know you're in Draculaville. I know you are.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a bad.
I was trying to think of some of the newer ones that I've been seeing lately. They've been trying to do a lot more of the virtual stuff. I still don't think that's ever going to catch on. Ever. I'm just going to throw it out there. I don't think that the goggles, any of that is. I just don't think it's ever going to work.
Well, now there's so much. It's funny because we went from a crazy amount of content in the late '90s, early 2000s, right? And then all of a sudden, all the tube sites came out, and then that whole thing. And
I don't like the name. I don't like the word tube. By the way, tube sounds gross to me.
So then I feel like there was probably a big gap in actual production of pornography when all the production companies went out of business because all the tube sites just stole all their content or whatever, and then they were like, well, I can't produce any more content because I can't sell it because it's all free on the internet. And then it seems like now it's flooded with.
We're in a true renaissance of OnlyFans right now.
Well, it's just all personal content and people filming themselves personally, and now it's endless.
Cut out the middleman.
But that stuff's easier to lock down. These sites are taking ways to try and protect the sex workers and people that do it. So
camera quality, they can make their money straight to consume. Like
Sam had a big one too. It's a lot safer. Yep. You control it. You can vet the people you're working with. You're not going through some seedy, weird company and who knows what type of practices they have on set. And
also, I think a lot of the ridiculous stuff that no one even wanted will be taken out. That creepy old porn directors were putting in there for
like Blue Pill Men and the racial weird stuff.
That's actually, I think, comes from
Oh, you're
creating your own
defending it
content.
because that's what you love. Right? Like, you're like, hold on a second. Anything but blue. Look,
I'm talking about the weirdo stuff where it's like,
Clown.
go there and squat down in the hay bale and then like
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
It's like, why'd you do
People
that?
are into that, man.
I think the porn producers made it more of a thing than because on all this other listener, or I saw a listener, but like peer created content, no one does that. Like I don't see that anywhere. And then that was hot in the 90s. Like everybody was doing that.
well, you're trying to hit something that you think hasn't been tapped. So you're trying to do something maybe a little more outlandish. Whereas if somebody did want that, they'd probably just hire you for a private video or something.
Right.
So you're right. You will not see that anymore because if people want that, they'll just go right to the person that does it the best.
There's websites that are just for those videos.
Yeah.
Also, what?
Oh my God! Ghost of Manu Bull says real dolls. They have real dolls now that are fully robotic that move their heads, their eyes move, their
Yeah.
mouths move.
But it's not that good. It's like their eyes move or their mouth
It's
moves.
like the Hall
But
of
it's
Presidents.
creepy still.
Yeah,
It's like the Hall of Presidents still sucks. It's not the real presidents.
Yeah, like I don't even want the head to move. Like
Yeah.
put a towel over that.
You know what's boring? Hall of Presidents. Why is it there?
Yeah,
I don't want to see that.
That is stupid.
I'm having fun at Disney. Give me more Mickey Mouse. Give me some lasers.
You're
I don't
supposed
want
to let the Muppets take it over, aren't they?
Yeah, just tear it down. Leave Voices of Liberty, and then everything else can go.
Nobody cares about presidents anymore. That's
no.
been ruined.
Yeah, it's been ruined. It's done. It's done.
In fact, I have less respect for all of them.
Yeah, me too. We had a good run.
Hey, old Abe, I don't.
You know what I'm into now?
Don't care
Old
about,
Abe.
You know
don't
what
care
I'm
about
into
you.
now? You know what I'm into now?
What?
Czars.
Okay.
No,
I'm
czars are
really
good,
into
yeah.
czars are at the stars.
If you're a czar,
Shoot for the czars. That's
Don't
what
say that.
I always want to be. I want to be a czar over a president for sure.
You want to be? I want to be a czar.
Yeah.
I could be.
What's the definition of czar?
I want to be an attorney general.
Well,
you be a czar.
You could be a drug czar, but very disappointed after you find out what that means.
Yeah. What does that mean?
You're like, oh my god, I'm fighting. I
I don't even know what a czar is, but there's two things I want. I want to be a czar, and I want to wear an amulet.
An emperor of Russia before 1917.
No, really?
The second definition, a person appointed by government to advise on and coordinate policy in a particular area.
Oh,
okay,
that's me.
that's what the drugs
Yeah.
are. Okay. Yeah,
I'm a czar.
Yeah.
I'm a pod czar.
Oh, we should start calling ourselves pod czars.
Let's do it. That's funny.
Buy podzar.com. We're gonna teach everybody how to do this because that's how people are making money now. Join my new class, Tom and Dan Podzars.
And then we'll be dressed like
Russian
Aladdin.
like czar. No, not, you
And then
cannot
We
like
got two
Aladdin.
new shirt
Hold on.
ideas today. Seriously clowning and podzar.
You're being ignorantly racist. We're
That's
gonna
what I love.
dress like
Make that shirt, too.
We have to dress like the Bolsheviks. We have to dress like Russian, big fur hat,
Okay.
dark Rasputin coat.
You could be that. I want to be Aladdin.
You gotta grow a beard. You gotta grow a beard. Wait,
I can't
so
grow a
it's it's the Podzars.
Yeah.
Dan and Aladdin.
yeah. I'm gonna go to
I think you're gonna get into trouble. Just
No,
like
no,
old,
they like it.
The Tsar of Canada got in trouble for doing the brown face.
Yeah, but that's he's too
Trudeau.
big of an audience. All our guys, they're all with me.
I am
They're
the
all-
Podzar.
they're all
Rub
racist.
my amulet.
yeah.
Who can make me an amulet?
Oh, we can get an
Do we
amulet.
know? Can Jenna Hurt? She's a jewelry maker.
Oh yeah.
Can she make me a custom amulet?
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
And how big is it? It's not too big. It's more, and it's a long chain. It got to hang down near my ding dong.
Well, you got an amulet has to be big. It has.
No, it just has to be powerful, sir. And I don't want
gotta
to be
be-
Flavor Flav.
Well, it's got to be at least 5 inches in diameter, like that.
Like that?
Yeah. If it's smaller than that, you
Like a Olympic medal size is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Amulet.
Yeah.
And it's got to
Metal
glow.
size. Oh, you want some street glow?
Yeah, I want street glow. Yeah, I want some pink street glow. Well, I could get Johnson Arms. That guy, he's super a mega creative. Maybe even
Yeah.
Butler could. Butler's very good. Oh, see, Tom's already checking out.
No.
Butler is
Just
very
like
good.
Johnson Arms.
Butler, get in
He's
there.
a porn star.
No, he has a prop company. He makes like custom prop. Now Butler dabbles in this. I bet you Butler could make me an amulet.
Yeah, I got you, bro.
No,
There
no,
we go.
no, of course, he's just going to say that.
right.
He's just saying it. He can't do that. He can't do
he
nothing.
knows it all.
No, he can't
Can't
make
do
you.
nothing.
Well, he can't make you an amulet. That's
Can
for
you
sure.
make me a
Out of
glowing
metal
amulet?
No.
Glowing amulet?
I want it to. It's got to be powerful. I'm a pod czar now.
Like glow in the dark? Yeah.
I'm
I
the
got
pod
you.
czar. We're
He's
the
just
pod
gonna paint
czar.
it with some stinky Corolla glow in the dark yeah. Hey, like you need a jewelry. The goldsmith can make us an awesome amulet.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Butler. You can go
You're
back
out.
to. You can go back to. I don't know what you're doing.
But I don't know. Like, you can't make it a pure gold. I mean, the thing would be insane.
I want a pure gold. How about a silver?
Oh.
Silver?
Silver's a
I'm
good
more of a silver guy anyway. When I wore earrings, I never wore gold. I only wore silver.
What if we pass around
Pewter.
a plate at our
Like
land
a collection
cruise?
plate?
Yeah, and people will throw their gold teeth in there.
Yes.
Ew.
And we
bro-
call ourselves the Righteous Podstones.
Oh, that's coming back. By the way,
I know.
yeah.
I'm so excited. Baby Billy.
yeah,
I posted
yeah.
him yesterday and my Instagram exploded.
Yeah, I went back and started watching. It's still good.
Yeah,
still
we're
good.
gonna
real
rewatch
good.
it.
I haven't seen
Oh,
it.
it's so good. We're going to rewatch it.
I didn't know it was Walton Goggins. I thought it was Walter Goggins.
Is it Walton Goggins?
Walton Goggins.
Wow, I always thought it was Walter Goggins.
Yeah. It's with the Walton.
It's
You
that's
know.
almost like a Bernstein Bears thing.
Yeah.
But
We
if
remembered it wrong.
We passed the plate. We're like, bring your old jewelry that's broken or whatever, like your clasp or your earrings, and we get a big enough pile of gold and we melt it down from
And
the
make
amulet.
an amulet.
Yeah.
Oh, we both have an amulets? Do you want one too?
I think he wants a crown.
Do you want a crown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm more of a crown guy.
You're more of a crown man. I'm more of an amulet man.
I didn't. We gotta fit it on my head though.
It's a mediocre time with crown and am.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with. Oh no, is this it? Done? Back?
We'll come
Oh.
back.
I think we're coming back on this
Yes.
one.
Bye. Welcome back to Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan, Samantha, and Butler are here. During the break, we were, I don't know what we were doing, but we started kicking around the differences.
Pod czars. We were talking about what we're going to add to our.
Yeah. Shoot
Costumes?
shoot for the stars. Take your podcast to the stars with Podzars.
Yep.
And then I'll be in a carpet dressed as Genie.
Well,
and-
no. Well, now you've changed it.
You need a chariot.
I thought you were Aladdin before. Or did you have second thoughts about being slightly racist?
Yeah. If I'm a
Yeah,
genie,
Yeah.
it's
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, it's
and you're
less.
blue. If you go blue, I don't think.
Blueface?
Yeah, I think Blueface is allowed.
But it's
Because
blue,
you know, Blue Man Group's out of here. They're
but-
done.
That's true.
But I do Blueface, but I make it look like Will Smith. What's
Yes.
that? I want to do Will
Ooh, I
Smith
don't know.
as the genie.
Oh, I don't
That
know.
was
Are you
close.
gonna do
It's close.
Are you going to do the black goatee?
Yes.
Pointy black goatee? Are you going to put your hair in a
Long
top
ponytail.
knot?
Yes. And but I'm technically the genie, but as Will Smith the
Right,
genie.
we got it, we got it.
And to
Okay.
really confuse people, anytime they go, hey, it's the genie, Will Smith, you can look at the camera and go, and I'm making waffles, which is not even in that movie, which has nothing to do with it. It's from Shrek, but keep saying that so people think you're really stupid. So I want a goblet. Somebody in the chat room said, you need a goblet. I want an amulet. But then somebody said a chalice. I think
Butler said chalice, and we were like, what's the difference between goblet and chalice? Samantha said same thing.
It is. It's the same thing. It just says that chalice is more likely to be used in a ceremonial context.
So a chalice would be maybe closer to religion or closer to like having a long-lasting meaning.
So
But they are the same thing.
Okay.
remember in Temple of Doom when
Chalice.
the knight said you have to pick Jesus's did he say chalice or goblet? Or
He might have said
cup.
goblet.
But it would be a chalice since it's religious, right? I remember then the Nazi picks the gold one and then turns into
Well, its face melts off, right?
yeah. And then
I was terrified of that as a child.
and then Indiana Jones, he's like, it's the wooden one. Jesus was a carpenter. Indiana Jones.
Bored this way, Lady Gaga.
Oh my god.
That's what-
What are you doing, man? Just go explain the plot of a 40-year-old movie. So are we making chalices or goblets? Which is it? How about pimp cups? Is that still in? Remember when Spencer's was just pimp cups?
Yes.
Only pimp. You go to the mall and you go to Spencer's and there's 1,000
rhinestones, yeah.
1,000 pimp cups.
I think the pimps and hoes party kind of took a back seat after, it's inappropriate. I think,
Right,
Is
right.
it?
Yeah, because now, it's sex workers.
You know
Pimps
what-
are a bad thing, guys. I don't know if you know this.
What if you're a good pimp?
You know what I said that I instantly thought? I was like, I bet that's derogatory and it's not appropriate anymore. When I said they gypped me out of it, does that come
Yeah.
from gypsy?
Probably,
Yes,
yeah.
and also saying things are ghetto. You shouldn't say that. I mean, there's
Right.
racial connotation to that.
Oh yeah, I learned that.
I've done that a couple times. I go, oh, yeah, okay, you just try to do better, right? You just try to be better at all times.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it.
You can still say I'm in the ghetto, but you can't say this is ghetto.
Well, I mean, you could, but you'd have to understand that in saying that, what are you saying? Are you
Right.
saying that, oh, that's like something that, traditionally black people would have? That's where it
gypped
gets
is from
dicey.
the word gypsy. It is a derogatory term because it means to cheat someone out of something.
And obviously not all gypsies are cheats, right? And
Correct.
Correct.
that's
Well,
the thing,
you're not supposed to call them gypsies
Yeah,
either.
okay,
But
yeah,
it's-
yeah.
look, we're
Travelers,
all learning.
Travelers.
Nomads.
These travelers stole my goblet.
But a lot of them are cheats. Not all of them, but a good amount.
Yeah. Well,
Like,
if you find one, you can call them a cheat. You can say, that traveler's cheated me. You don't get out of here, dirty gypsy. You don't say that.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
right.
That's the difference.
let's do another email.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, this one's from a gypsy. I'm kidding.
The subject is fine ass China. Hola, awesome people. I love the BDM show McGoobin' Around. My wife and I received some fine china from my last living but now dead grandmother. We felt like we would not have room for it, but somehow found room.
By the way, that was Tom. If you don't know what Magoo'ing around is, that's Tom Magoo's everywhere he goes. He just wanders. He Magooed through an entire vaccination.
That's true. That is true.
How you got out of that and here fully vaccinated, I have no idea, but he Magooed right through it.
We use it every day, and the Dockery family are fancy every night, from pizza to prime rib. Honestly, it feels nice to have all the dishes and knick-knack dishes to throw a barbecue or turkey dinner any day. So they actually use their fine china to eat on.
Okay.
I thought about keeping it and using it, but I just don't see. I see it being used more by other people. So if it was like I took a few things from my mom, like there was a hand crank meat grinder that was pretty cool. So I could grind my own hamburger meat and stuff. That's pretty neat. And there's some things that I deemed useful, but if I didn't have space for it, I just feel like keeping it to keep it is exactly what everyone does.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that makes my life any better or if I'm just keeping things that are meaningless to me for fear that people are going to judge me
Yes.
because I gave it away, right?
Yeah.
And giving it away, like giving away my
Give
mom's
it to
china.
somebody who wants it or can use it.
And
yeah.
I did. I gave it to people that really needed it and really, really had an affection for China, right? So, or fine dishes. The older
Who
people.
cares? Is it old people? Because I've never in my entire life looked at any dish, anytime, ever, and thought it was fancy or not fancy or even had an opinion on the plate I was eating from. Like, never cared. Like,
There's only one dish that that has sentimental value in my house, and if I tell you the story, you guys will think I'm stupid, but you already do. It is a small butter dish from Carlos and Charlie's on the first cruise I ever went on with my wife, and I dared her to steal it, and she did.
I thought she was a nerd.
I did
She's
too.
a thief.
I dared her. I was basically calling her a P word and saying, you won't take the... And she did it, and I was horrified, but we kept it. And it makes me laugh when I see, right? It's got a good
I thought it was going to
story.
make you horny because you're like, oh, she's got a bit of an edge to
Well,
her.
I'm always horny for my wife, but you guys know that.
we've been carrying around this box of, I guess it's fine china. And
You haven't really fully gone through it, have you?
it's it's from Crystal's grandma.
I
that
didn't
she
either.
got.
I didn't go through any of this stuff.
But Crystal wants to keep it, and it's the same box. It's all packed, and it says like China on it or whatever. We took it from. We moved it to Deltona, moved it to this house. We moved it around, like and the other day.
You got to break the cycle, buddy.
I moved it into the garage, and Crystal swears that one day we're going to get some sort of china hutch to display this china. And then all I can do is keep from screaming, why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Who cares? Nobody cares.
My wife.
Who cares?
That's
But I
my
don't
favorite
say
thing
it,
to
but-
scream. I scream it all the time, and it makes
Why
Andrea laugh.
display it for what? It's
Right.
not a gold medal. Like it's just nothing.
Nobody cares.
Nobody's gonna walk in and look at it and be
You-
like, ooh, like no,
Ooh,
like,
plates.
we're never gonna eat from it. We're never gonna take it out for Thanksgiving. I think.
Why did it
me mom
become a thing?
He-
Just because it's like a flex on people?
I think you were in my house having a conversation with me and my wife. We got rid of the china and the china hutch because we had to seriously ask ourselves, is this the type of decor
Right.
that fits our home, right? Because my grandma's house, she has that massive china hutch, and it stayed in the family for a long time. But you ever have a china hutch where you put everything in there displayed, and every time you walk in your home, the china hutch makes noises?
Yeah.
That's what
I
it will
have
do.
it, but
And I'm like, no, I don't want that. I don't like the china. I don't like the hutch. Get it all out of here.
I think the tradition, and Crystal told me this, is like in the early 1900s, like when you got married, one of the gifts someone gave you in your wedding day was a complete set of china.
Yeah.
And it was supposed to be like nice for
Or
your
flatware.
for your house or
Yeah.
whatever.
But to use or to just display?
I think
Well, no, to use, and
Okay.
then you pass that on to your
Yes, that's correct.
the family members, and then
At what point did it become a display thing?
Well, you can add pieces
I think when
to
you
it.
pass it on, so it's like my Crystal got her grandma's china. She
So
got
her
when
grandma used it before.
I think, and then now since it's old,
I got some old used plates. I
Well,
don't want this.
yeah,
Well, a
it's
lot of,
ridiculous. Goddamn
hold on.
ridiculous.
Well, here's the part that you're not saying that is important to say. A lot of these companies that make this china, it is expensive. You know, like it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one that I
gold
that I got
inlay
rid of
and-
was gold inlaid. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it had the gold inlay and everything, and it was made by and they still make it today. So if you want to add pieces to it, you can. You know, and you would display it because there'd be things in there you wouldn't use.
We're
like
talking like $1,000. Or
yeah,
more,
like a
right?
turkey serving platter, a gravy boat, a giant ladle for punch, a punch bowl. Like, there's all these things that you could collect and get this huge collection, but you just
So
typically
weird.
wouldn't use it because
And my
the way
meemaw,
that,
yeah.
the way that we provide dinner for ourselves is different now.
Right.
My meemaw used to take her china out of the display case for like Christmas and
Yes.
and Thanksgiving and whatever, and then you'd eat off that. But you couldn't put it in the washing machine because it had
Washing machine.
Well, the dishwasher.
I'm sorry,
yeah.
sorry.
I know what you
dishwasher.
mean, yeah.
But anyway, it had like it was too ornately. You know, it had like
Yeah.
flowers
mess
that
it
go.
up,
Or it's like
Yeah.
hand painted or something. You know.
It's like ridiculous.
right.
Yeah, like we had silver that my dad would polish
Like, oh my
before
God, there's
people
a-
came over at like holidays.
There's a swastika on the back of his.
But you know what I mean? Like there's all this stuff all this preparation and stuff that they would do. If you guys came over to my house for the holidays, I'd probably get paper plates. Just to make it
Yeah.
easy. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, I use paper plates like crazy now. Like I make everybody eat dinner on their
I'm
paper
surprised,
plates.
I'm surprised
Pasta.
your wife allows that.
Yeah.
Isn't she like?
She doesn't like it, but I do the dishes in the house, and I
that's
put
smart.
my foot down the other day, and I'm like,
I'm
can't.
not putting these in the washing machine anymore.
You're like, I can't take it.
all these broken dishes
had-
in his clothing washer.
We had
no more dishes left.
We had taco night the other day because the boys love now taco night. Right?
Yes.
And
What do they have in their tacos? Fake meat?
yeah,
It's okay. It's
They have fake chicken and then yellow rice, and that's it basically. And
Oh my
then
God.
they avocado and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so they Crystal had like 8 bowls, like regular dish bowls,
Yeah.
out with like cheese. And I'm like,
Oh,
what?
yeah, you don't need to do a buffet. You get that out of the.
Just pull it out of the bag.
you
and
get
put
it
it
out
on
of
your
the bag.
taco.
And I'm like, what are you doing? 8 bowls and then all the
she's
plates.
wasting.
I'm like, dude,
Yeah,
what are
this
you
ain't Casa
doing?
Gallardo.
Yeah, it's paper plates and just put the bag of cheese.
Yeah.
yeah. Like just try.
Man,
yeah.
you guys are fancier than
No,
Dennis
and
is.
Crystal
No,
tries to go
you're-
above and beyond, but that's because I'm doing the
You
goddamn
always
dishes.
you both go above and beyond. If you saw how my family eats, you would be appalled. Last night for dinner, my daughter had 2 pieces of bacon and a 2-liter of Diet Pepsi. Like you do things better. You make full
No.
omelet breakfast, bagel with jam, bagel with butter,
Yeah,
like all
taco
that-
buffet.
My daughter this morning for breakfast, I think she had a Lar bar as she ran down the street to school. Like I don't even. She don't eat nothing. She's a trash child.
It's all the same, and she's
You do
independent.
taco night.
Yeah.
Taco, she ain't gonna eat no taco. She only eats bean burritos.
Oh.
That's it.
Well, that's better.
The
like,
only thing she eats bean burrito.
Oh, Crystal cooked this elaborate thing, and then the boys won't eat it. And then 2 hours later, they're like, "I'm starving," and then I'm feeding them Cheez-Its.
That's what I do. Yeah, I sneak them.
yeah.
Like last night, we had Haribo gummy bears.
Because now we do this thing, and it's called bath time game. And then so I get Cheez-Its or Pirate's Booty or some sort of gummy bears. And then I
You're
write.
feeding them cheeses in the bath.
Yeah. But
We're both bad at this dad thing.
I write down words on a dry erase board, and
Well, how long does that take?
they have to read. Oh, yeah, well, yeah. I have to. Then they have to read them, and then their prize is one Jesus.
Oh, I like that.
It's like you're training a parrot.
Yeah.
It's, but they're like, let's play the game, and then I go in there, and then I write down.
But how hard are your words?
Exactly.
Is my question. Easy Cheez-Its.
I do.
And are they spelled correctly?
Some of them like
F-U-D.
I'm like window. Is that how you spell window? Then I erase it because I'm like, I don't want to.
He's
Tell them the wrong spelling.
Like,
oh
it's
my
not
God.
about window. Then it's wrong.
W-I-N space D-O-U-G-A.
I straight up did a Dan Quayle because I did potato, and I
I
was
thought
like,
you said I did a Dan Quinn. I was like, you ruined the Falcons? Is that what you did? You ruined my beloved Atlanta Falcons. Thank you.
anyway, let's do another. Oh, we got it.
Wait.
Oh,
Yeah.
bye.
It's your OG show of the week, and welcome to it.
So we are recording the OG show a little bit early, so we don't know what happened with our event, but we'll be talking about it on the BDM show. So
I can't imagine that much failed just based on
no, don't you say.
Well, I'm just saying,
Crazy
Yeah,
stuff probably happened though.
But we're sending a lot of emails. We're checking a lot of things. We're doing a lot of like mental checklists, a lot of run-throughs.
Yeah, we're the weakest link, and
Goodbye.
so far,
Oh
Just
man.
felt like I needed to say that.
so far, I think
You guys going to any of the after parties?
Where's the after parties at?
They're all over
Well,
downtown.
it's like the Grammys. It's like they're all over the
Yeah.
place.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think the CBE guys, they have Lady Gaga down at Elixir. And then I feel
I would
across
have taken them for a Motorworks Brewing.
There's
type
going to
Yeah,
be a lot of people downtown because it's going to be after
Motorworks.
the Orlando.
Side
Exactly.
Chicks already snagged Motorworks, and I think they got Little Nas X.
Yep.
And then if you go Sanford area at West End Trading Company, I think they've got Beeb and her Moneymakers featuring Norwood Fisher of Fishbone on drums. And that's for just Remy. Personal show.
Hey, when is the Orlando City match?
3 p.m.
3. Oh, so it's
and
early.
it's versus Atlanta,
Yeah.
so it's going to be crazy as hell.
So most of the guys that are doing both, like, you say we're the weakest link. I mean, they're not going to be able to understand anything we're saying.
yeah,
So
you're right.
I'm not really worried now.
Yeah, right. If you come from
especially
the
if
Orlando-
City wins, if we look at around 4:30 and it's like 3 goals and Mueller's on fire and Pato and the whole thing's blowing off,
Oh, yeah.
we're
yeah.
fine.
Yeah.
They're going to be obliterated. Then
Cancel bingo.
They're
Doesn't even-
tailgating during the day.
Yeah. Oh, and
and-
then the hour of
Oh.
eating and drinking. Why?
Ravone is just killing it.
Oh yeah, people are going to be blind drunk by the time we
Yes.
even
Yeah.
go in there.
And they're
They're-
like,
they're-
"Big,
they're-
I gotta come back."
Everyone's excited because there haven't been events.
I know,
So everyone's
yeah.
going to get blacked out in the
You-
first hour.
You're right. I feel bad for cashed out because no one's going to remember watching them. That's
That's what your phone camera's for.
Yeah, you're going to be
You'll
so
be singing louder than they are in the video. We know.
obliterated. Yeah, you're right. It's going to be. Oh man.
This particular show you are going to hear is the last show of 2016. It's the final show going in to the new year. We had finished out 2016 and building this particular studio we're in now. And, we got our first year in there, I guess.
Yeah,
under our belt, and we're cruising into 2017. And this show was show number 399, Dusty Muscle Milk.
Okay.
It's the last show of 2016. We talk about Dusty Muscle Milk, Christmas of Nightmares, Tom's trip to Old Town, Tom's whole family got sick, death memes, Rat House update, worst Christmas gifts, prank wars. You're in a bit of a prank war right now, aren't you?
With my wife. Oh yeah.
Did
Now my son's.
She got the backup camera one. No. Yes. Did she get you with that one?
Oh yeah. Well, she couldn't.
What?
She tried to put a scary picture of like a monster in his backup camera.
I've seen that meme.
Yeah. She got that. Yeah, she's meme crazy lately. I think she's becoming a crazy.
She
old
sends
lady.
them to me now too.
Yeah, oh,
And they're not funny.
no.
I know. I'm sorry.
She's like, look
some
at
of them are, but
and
lately,
then then she shows me the meme. I forgot God,
I think I might have one.
Which one of them was the one she showed me? But she shows me.
It was the one of the kid on the. He's on one of those spinning go-karts.
Oh yeah, that's the new. That's her and my sons are laughing.
And then he spins, and then they drop the background of the real video out, and then you see this kid spinning into space.
Yeah, with the ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, then they all start laughing.
I'm talking about the meme where it's just a picture and then it has the white text. She shows me those.
Oh, it's like the guy walking with his girlfriend, and then he's looking over his
Yeah.
shoulder at another girl's
yeah,
butt.
yeah, she shows me those, and then I read them, and the dead face, and then she's like, "You don't know what's funny." And I'm like, "What?"
Every day she says that.
Oh, yeah, and then I'm like, I have to pretend to laugh at this so
what
she
do you
doesn't
say?
get mad.
What do you do? You're like, oh no.
And then she knows I'm faking it, and then she's like, "You don't know what's funny." And then
Have
she-
you
like that.
ever laughed at one where she's like, yes, or like,
never left them.
oh man.
And then
Oh God! Right
What?
after Prank Wars, I'm sorry. It says old intern Lee is here. This is the beginning of the
This
Lee.
is the beginning.
This is the beginning.
Oh, this is the beginning.
This is the beginning.
I thought we've already been in it. No,
No.
I thought people were bitching that
Ross recaps the final tumbleweed. This is right. This is
Oh,
when
this is
Ross,
the end of
yeah,
Ross
this
and
is
the
end of Ross and
beginning
the
of Lee.
beginning of Lee.
Oh, people are
Oh,
going
this
to
is
be
Look what you
bad.
guys did.
This is gonna be
Look
bad as
what
fuck.
you
People
did.
we're going to lose some mediums. I got to figure that out.
Ticket challenge for December. We need to bring that back to get more people in.
Yeah, that's true.
New Year's resolutions, Rat House remixes. Yeah. This is gonna get bad for
A little bit.
yeah,
the dark years.
Yeah, the dark years.
Dark year. It was
The dark-
1 year.
Oh, 1
It was
year?
1
They
year.
went longer
Well, it's
than
not that long.
You guys
That's-
fired him like a month after his 1 year anniversary.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Well, should have done it before that. My God,
Come
that
on.
guy,
No, come on.
that motherfucker, out of here. Bye bye. Let's see.
It was such a weird fit. It didn't fit.
It fit for about a week. He worked
Did
really
it?
hard and kept his mouth shut, and
Yep.
then it changed.
Yeah, but it's hard. It's so hard to explain.
I
to
remember
people.
when I came in on a Friday and he was here, and I was like, "Who the hell's this guy?" And then he was it just never seemed to meld together well.
I think after the fact,
we
it's
didn't
always
have
a
any
lot
money.
easier to look at this stuff and be like,
at the time, I was just like, "You're willing to come help us for nothing?" But it wasn't
And
we
he
needed.
was.
We didn't have
Free labor? Come on.
We were still struggling to try to figure out how to make it a business.
Yeah.
Like, anyway, and then it was like, it goes to show you that if you just show up every day and then provide something to any company, that you become valuable
You can,
to
yeah.
where you're like, I need this
Only
because
took me 6 years.
you're a different story. Because
like-
we always wanted to hire you,
Yeah,
but
we
we
did.
thought it
I
was
know.
impossible.
Yeah,
I know.
It's
But then actually,
that one sucks because
Lee was the reason it made it possible, because after so long, we're just like, well, how much am I paying this guy? I'll just pay. What would you take
Yeah.
to leave your job? And then the damn time at Mellow Mushroom was when it was like,
Yeah,
oh,
we
okay,
had to
well,
do
shit,
some
we
real
can't
talk.
pay Samantha. It never was a possibility in our mind before that. I was like, how the fuck are we gonna hire someone full time? Then we were scared to death to do that. Because me and Daniel were like, what if we fuck it up?
No,
what if you left
I
your
didn't wanna
full-time
hire-
job
I did
and
not want
we
to
realized
hire you, start paying you, and then not be able to provide for you. That does not compute in my brain.
because I know there's probably a way to do this, but there's probably some way to like budget it out where you look at your financial advisor and then he looks at your business projections and you're like, okay, well you can afford a full-time employee based on this number. If you do, we don't. I mean, you know how we do. Like, we don't do any of that. Like we're doing this shit fucking on the go, on the fly.
On the fly.
It's like
Shit on the go? Just call Mo.
now it's stabilized a lot, but back then it was goddamn on the fly. Like what it was like,
Well,
you know.
this was right after the time we'd had I believe when we had moved in here was right about the time we had our first complete, and you'll remember this is true, complete mental breakdown, you and I. Do you remember that?
Well, there was a time
The financial mental breakdown we had, that was bad, dude. That was really bad. And that, I think, set me back, like, for thinking of anybody else coming in and working for us. Like, I'm like, nope, not now, because we can't even do this for us.
We got down to $5,000 in our account, and I was like, I think this is gonna be we're gonna fucked.
Yeah.
We're gonna be out of business.
Like he
Gotta be a
honestly,
Buckman.
there was a time
Like,
when
this
he
is
sat
bad.
in front of the computer and I was in here and nobody else is in here and we're looking at it and we're just fucking in silence, just freaking out.
yeah, and
And I don't think people understand.
I don't know if anybody else goes through this kind of shit.
Small
Maybe they
business
don't.
people do,
Maybe
yeah.
they don't talk about it.
They do. You've probably done it with your own show, Sam.
Oh, yeah.
Where you've had moments where you're like, you look at semantics and you're like,
And me and
you
Dan-
know, and you're like, oh God.
And me and Daniel have always
so
said.
fucking
The patrons
scary.
are falling off left and right.
It's just scary. It's very scary.
And me and Daniel have always looked at it like, well, if we can't pay ourselves like a couple weeks, we could float it or whatever, you know. That.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you have employees, you can't just be like, I'm sorry, I fucked this up. I can't pay you for a paycheck.
No.
Like, you can't do that
Right.
to someone.
No.
So that's what we were terrified with bringing anybody in and having them be full time. Like, you know, it's one thing where some dude is like, I'll
Yeah.
just do it for whatever presto money you give me,
Yeah,
$20.
it was
or
just
whatever.
easy to have that.
But if someone's like, I'm leaving my full-time job to come work for you,
Don't do that.
Yeah. Because then it's like, this is your.
And even
chance.
talking, like you've been here working with us for how long now on your own, and like it's still talking about this. Still, I have to remind myself that we're okay. Do you see what I'm saying? Like
I think I was hired in 2018.
I have to talk myself down and be like, no, we're okay.
Yeah,
I'm also going to
someone's life.
I'm going to put Tom Segura, the second
the
time
end.
we had him in. Now, you guys can remind me if I'm remembering this correctly or not. Normally, I'm not. But was this the time he was doing the weight loss challenge with Bert?
I think
and
so.
he was very quiet because he was kind of emaciated.
Yeah. That was because the first time he came in here was the old studio at your house, and that was when he we gave him a shirt and he took a picture and tweeted.
Oh,
it.
that's right, from the car. Yeah.
Yeah. Like he won't do that.
No.
He's way bigger. But that was the beginning of they were all trying to figure out how to make money podcasting, and they were all like Bert Kreischer. Everybody who came in through Pauly
Everybody
Shore.
was green.
Everybody's like, well, how the fuck are you doing it? You're nobody. Like
Yeah.
I would think that if I were them. Like I'm fucking a internationally
always
famous
thought-
comedian.
We always thought like these guys like us, but true to form, I think it was more of a how the fuck are these dorks?
Right.
doing? And then
Well, they
never hear from them again.
Everybody figured it out, but they were making their money doing stand-up, and they were focusing all on that. We had to 100% focus only on podcast business.
That's our
so
deal.
it forced us, and that goes to show you that if you get into anything, try to force yourself into a position where
Push it some more. You gotta push it some more.
Brown eye. But make it like not to tell people to make it risky for themselves, but if it's a do or die scenario, like it will force you to do it. Like
It will.
Yeah.
If it's kind of like it's a hobby, or I'll like
The only way we would have ever pulled the Band-Aid off and hired Samantha or even done this show or anything, all of these have been like rip the Band-Aid off, go for it type of deals. So all of them are like that. But Tom Segura, I was just, off the air. Sam and I were talking a little bit about how cool it is that we've actually had these people in, and I don't think we'll see much more of that, with the pandemic kind of setting us back. I mean, I think we'll eventually
they'll
get
come
back,
back,
and there'll be different people, but a lot of the regulars that have kind of settled in their pod nests, so to speak. Rogan, I don't think we'll see much more of touring. Segura, Bobby Lee, and I don't think we'll see as much touring because his show's, wildly popular.
Yeah, well, Rogan has a business with multiple employees that he has to keep supporting.
Yeah,
and
that's
so
huge.
It's like,
Well, same with Tom Segura.
yes, yeah. And so, I mean, I guess Dan Cummins, the same thing, and Bert Kreischer now. Yeah, I bet he has multiple employees.
Oh, yeah.
I think he's under Tom Segura's production company.
And then a lot of these things, they get bought out by, or not bought out, but the marketing agency
Kind of absorbed.
will buy the rights to sell their advertising.
So they can kind of control it, and then you get like kind of a nest egg, and then it's just
They just give you a monthly guarantee.
Yeah.
That's like the new business model is like, and it makes sense because a lot of these marketing agencies have sales forces.
Yeah.
And so.
and companies that even work in cohesion. So a
like
lot of the
XM.
buys are
Yeah, shit, this is what iHeart's doing. I mean, they got
Yeah.
a sales force, and they're just like, well, just buy the fucking rights of these podcasts. And now they have the technology where, depending on your IP address, the commercial changes. So that's
Right.
the game changer. So if you have a national podcast, like a Segura's podcast, now you could sell advertising in every state, and you can narrow it down to city. So technically, you could have an iHeart salesperson in Orlando selling commercials on some podcasts that they own based on the downloads in that city.
Yeah, and let's see, Casey, I think is correct. Bert does work with All Things Comedy, and Bill Burr's, that's his team, Bill Burr's team. And then there's another one that Nikki Glazer's on that I just found out. This is all like inside podcasting stuff, is the Big Money Players. That's Will Ferrell. His company is called Big Money Players, and those are just, if you Google that, you'll see Nikki Glazer's under that, and that's Will Ferrell in conjunction with iHeart doing a big curated podcast deal.
Yeah.
So you're going to see him pushing comedians to have their own shows on iHeart because of his Ron Burgundy connection there. You're going to see that.
And
Good for them. I mean, I'm glad they're figuring it all out, but it's funny that when iHeart does
so
things
much.
like, this is our podcast awards. Well, it's global podcast awards.
Yeah.
Like it's funny because we're doing it way back when, and now it's wildly popular, and here we are, and it's still successful for us too, but it's just weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's just it's flooded. I mean, it's like
Yeah, they're rich celebrities that already, have a living in entertainment and have an audience. Just having a podcast, it's going to be successful.
yeah, of course, because their name.
yeah.
Shit,
But I don't call that podcasting. Having a podcast and podcasting are different, I think, because we podcast, because we do everything our own. Having a podcast, I
Right.
mean, Ron Burgundy has a podcast. He doesn't hit a button. He don't edit nothing. He walks in there, Will Ferrell. He presents a comedy skit or whatever he does, and then they tidy it up and make it look great.
cut it out, put the
That
commercials.
is having a podcast.
But I remember, like on SNL, they made the joke about Barack Obama and who's the guy, Bruce Springsteen having a podcast.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. Yeah,
but
they do.
that's true, right?
That's
Like,
true.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, fucking Barack Obama and Bruce Springsteen doing a podcast
Together.
They talk to it. And who knows if it's good or not? I'm like, I'm not interested in that. But these people don't need to do this for
No.
anything, and they're doing it. So it's infinite content, and now content from the most famous people that
Yeah.
don't even need to be doing content, and they're doing content. So like,
Hey, my wife's here.
how the hell you you compete with the
No,
that?
you can't.
You want to jump on camera and say hi to everybody? Because you got your Gail Earnhardt's on. Those are her Gail Earnhardt glasses. Those aren't your Gales? Here, I'll turn your microphone on. You can take Butler's spot. Hi, wife. How are you?
Hi, guys. I'm great.
You
So,
look cool.
what
You
are
look
you
like a
doing
cool
today?
dude with your sunglasses on your Orlando City. Oh, she yelled at me in the car when Sam was, remember when we were outside and
Oh yeah.
my wife cat called at me.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling Tom this morning about how I was staring at your butthole last night.
Come on,
Right at it.
come on.
It's a nice one.
So what are you up to today, Andrea?
Good wrinkling on
I
that.
should be working, but my dear husband needed his computer.
I need my
Oh,
laptop.
my God.
I need a laptop to
Yeah,
test the
yeah.
presentation we're doing for
Oh,
the
yeah.
Land Cruise thing.
So I brought that over to him. But
And
Looking in the big brown eye. Is that song about rape?
I don't know. I haven't listened to the lyrics close enough.
there's a lot of push in
you
it.
sweat.
Like, yeah.
Sweat till you can't sweat no more.
And
think
if
so.
you cry, I'm gonna push it some more.
Oof.
Yeah.
Problematic,
see?
isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
would never do that.
I'd
I'd be like, if you cry out, I'm gonna awkwardly go get a washcloth.
you know who I'm jealous of, and Daniel, you're probably jealous of these people too. The people that seemingly don't have a care in the world and don't get stressed out about any, like for instance,
Do
if
you
me
have
and you,
a person that you're thinking of that you can use as an example, or is it disrespectful to point these people out?
I don't know, it may be disrespectful because you're saying you don't care, but maybe they do care, but they think everything. For instance, if we were these type of people, we could probably go to the Orlando City game on the day of our event, have a good time, drink beer, and then
I
just
wanna do that.
and then just walk over to our event
And not care.
And, then not,
100%.
and honestly, it'll probably all get done. Like if we left the bags there and stuff, and we told like, hey, can you just put these in every pod? And Tony's got the cruise bags, and like everybody's, yeah, you're all good out. We're gonna go to the
We'll
city
be back
game.
later. Yeah.
Isn't that sort of
It'll
like...
probably work itself out, and it'll probably be exactly the same. Is I can never fucking do that.
But isn't
No.
that sort of like...
I have to sit there
Okay.
and be stressed out and just look around and like, well, what?
Yeah, because
Why?
you know what you're going to do is
No,
you're
but-
going to get there, you're going to put the bags out, and then you're just going to sit there
For hours.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
hours
Yeah,
and
but
wait
like,
for people to show
in
up.
case we want to keep our eyes on things and see how load in and understand
Yeah,
everything
like,
and know...
Charles like, I'm getting here. I'm like, and then I run over and then
And
he's
I'm
like,
like,
he's
okay,
here,
Charles
he's
is here. I saw it with my own eyes.
And they're
I saw
like, does
my
the
big
bingo thing
brown
work?
eyes.
Okay, the bingo works. All right.
Yeah.
They're all professionals. It's a multi-million-dollar
Right, this is
facility.
not-
It'd be like
OLE.
if you had
Everything
a-
will be fine.
It'd be like if you had a con and then you asked me to do a panel there and I showed up and I was just going to do like a prize wheel for people to win a prize and I just drew it on a piece of paper and just used a pen to do it and it was just a giant hunk of unprepared shit. That's what I don't want to do.
But we're already prepared. So what I'm saying is we could just go to the city game and then get drunk and then show up and then do our event and like everything would probably be fine. I just could never do that because
Right.
it's not.
I think most people are like that because it's a sense of a little bit of like nervousness. Even if you're not nervous, it's still your name is on the event. And
That's why.
you want to make sure that
If
it's
this
your
were-
first event back.
Honestly, just to answer honestly, if this were a station event for another radio program that I worked for, if I were the producer, I would not give 3 fucks, and I'd go up there and I'd be like, I'm drunk, and let these other idiots talk, and I'll just dance chicken a little bit.
Yeah, we just go to the
I pepper on a little bit of whatever
do you
I
think
do.
things would have been different had OLE not gone so haywire? Like in your head, do you
I think
still always
that
go
was
back to
very
that?
Rich right now if OLE had gone well.
God, every once in a while.
That was our one shot.
That's
and we
when
blew it.
Dan Cummins started distancing himself.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is. I mean, you
Every
can't,
once in a
you
while,
can't make
man.
a case that it's not.
He did come on a cruise with us after that, though.
Yeah, but I think he felt
He didn't like it.
obligated.
Yeah, because he was like, I'm going to get rich off this business plan.
And never talk to him again.
And then the one-time suck listener that I think tagged along that I met there when
he didn't have a good time.
Yeah, when I met him, I'm like, hey, man. And he's like, ew. Like, when he looked at me, he's like, he is that short. Gross. And I just like, okay, I'll leave you alone.
Every once in a while, I'm in the shower and I think about that goddamn OLE event and Dan being there, and I have to immediately don't think about it. Oh God, I have to
sweating.
I have to put it out of my head because I'm like,
it's like thinking
how
about the
fucking
time you
embarrassing.
cheated on your wife.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like that's how it feels. No, it feels like something so
Like a hot
bad.
flash.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm gonna pass out. I'm getting lightheaded.
I'm so embarrassed that happened, and that people that supported us came and saw us at that point.
I would rather pee my pants in front of your entire family. Like I would stand in front of your dad, Jim, and just Jim. I'm gonna pee my pants.
That's the lowest point. So now all you can do is go up.
No.
No,
I think we
we're
can go
lower than that
Can't
right
get
now.
too comfortable because then that's when shit happens.
Yes, that's why we're gonna be there. I'm gonna be there at 6:30 a.m. I'm gonna watch the dew dry on the tables.
Just stand there, because that's what I'm saying. We're gonna get there. We're gonna put the bags out. Like I've been looking at the weather.
You second guessing it now?
And somehow we got bad weather. The Saturday is the only good weather day. It's like
it's not gonna
it's like
stay
bad.
that way though.
Yeah,
Good,
Friday's bad, Sunday's bad.
Yeah. Like it's like, how did that happen? So then I'm like, this is even worse. Like so,
it's not gonna stay.
What time
there.
are you guys thinking of getting there?
I'm getting there at 6 a.m.
No, like noon to put out all the bags, and then
And what time does the event start?
Gates are at 6.
But then
we gotta
everybody
put all the bags out. We're putting.
I told everybody to leave after that, and I'll just stay there and stand watch.
Each one of the you stand like a soldier. Each one of the bags has a piece of fudge in it too that we want to get nice and gooey in the sun. I put some of Meemaw's famous fudge
You're
in
gonna
there.
go walk and get something to eat
So-
or
but-
something?
And you're gonna be
I
there,
don't
you're gonna be
know.
sweaty, and then you're gonna be like, I gotta
Gross.
change it on my sailor costume. Then you put that on. You shouldn't have done this. And then they're like, has anybody got any beers back here? Well, look, they bring an old cooler of warm Heineken.
Yeah, because city.
And we're like, yeah.
Those are
This used to happen in Orlando City. We'd be sitting back there and be like, fuck, I don't want to do this. They need beer. Let's steal some beer from this stupid band they got playing. So we'd go back there and they'd have a cooler. We'd lift it up and like, fucking Heineken, yuck. And it's the only thing you can drink because Heineken is sponsored the whole fucking MLS.
This is
so you go to an
warm
MLS
Heineken.
game and it's some garbage, skunky as shit Heineken.
And it stunk like horse shit.
Yeah, it smelled like horse shit back
Oh,
there.
because it was where the
OPD used to train their shitting squad cars back there. So we're back there with the horse shit, a warm Heineken. There's some band up there.
That's what we were like. We got to make this business work, bro. We can't keep doing this shit.
I think
This is horrible.
That's when you hired Samantha. We're like, we gotta turn this shit around.
I think though the sitting around though, waiting for the event to start, is how you guys end up getting like plastered before
Yeah,
the
that's
event
a
because
fact.
it's
I got plastered the minute people were texting me
Nothing
saying
to
we
do.
can't hear Dan Cummins, and I was like,
no, but I'm not just talking about that event. I'm talking about just the waiting. You're like, oh, I'll just have a cash drink, but it turns into a cash 30 drinks.
No, we walk over to Stonewall Bar next to the stadium, and we flirt with the gay bartender, and we get a couple of cold Bud Light drafts, and we just start pounding those Bud Light drafts. I can get fucked up drunk at Stonewall Bar.
No, but I'm talking
that
about
place is awesome.
On Saturday, what is your plan? You can't go walk to Wall Street and start drinking it.
He's not gonna. He doesn't drink during any of the event. He doesn't even drink during the Friday Free Show now. That's my job.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm gonna stand there grumpy and start just standing looking around.
And then your wife will
asking
call
the same
you.
questions. Yeah,
and, occasionally your son will call you. Where are you? Hi, boy.
Everybody there is professional, so it's like they all got to. That's what I'm saying. I could just go to the Orlando City game, watch it, come back, and be fine. But I can't do that. I have to stand there, look around. And, like,
Well, you'd have to
pace
leave
around.
early. You'd have to leave early.
Yeah. And then I look at my
Crystal's
phone.
gonna call him a minimum of 10 times.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
She called
What's
me.
up,
She's
bud?
like, and then.
I'm still here.
What about the shower? Or like,
I'm standing. Are you standing? I'm standing. Are you
Yeah.
standing?
Yeah.
Oh God, the shower.
No, don't talk about it.
Oh yeah. I'm the whole man.
I thought you were off the phone. He said something about the shower. 2 hours went by. I thought he was off the phone.
Okay.
He's still
I'm
listening to
talking
what's
about-
happening with the shower. And I'm like, oh.
3 months.
I'm like,
of-
this is bad. This is really bad.
I can't. This is too real. I can't talk about
Oh,
it.
we gotta go.
Daniel and I got a little drunk last night. off
Oh,
of
really?
A bottle of wine.
Yeah.
Just one bottle of wine.
I
That's
told
why.
you I was looking in the big barrel.
That's
Ooh,
why
yeah.
we can. That's why he's not allowed to have any downtime beers because
Well,
we
I'm
got
not
drunk off of a half a bottle of wine.
If he's like, I'm having a beer.
Yeah, he's
Slap it out of his hand.
No,
fucking
I
boss
don't
of me.
care what he
He's
does.
never done that. And he doesn't care. Because there were
Yeah.
times at Stonewall Bar before I had to do Orlando City announcements. I
Whatever.
was slurring already, and I'm like, if I have one more, maybe it'll slap the slur out of me. And I drink one more ice cold gay
No.
beer. I love
I
him.
don't care what anybody does. If,
doesn't.
if Butler's like, I'm gonna shoot this heroin, I'm like, oh, you be you.
You be you.
Like, I don't
What
care.
pronoun do I use?
Have fun.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what you do.
I'm intrigued about the shower now, but you said it's too real.
What
so.
shower?
Oh,
Oh, where the soapy butt is.
well, there
Well,
was,
no, he said
there was
there's something.
conspiracy where the tiles discolored because there's water, and then
he
we
thought
went
there
through
was
the
a
goddamn
leak, but
leak
there
doctor.
No,
wasn't.
she could smell the leak, and your wife was
Oh,
sure.
first,
Smell the mold.
first it was the fungus guy, but that I got, I
could smell
grifted
the
that
leak.
from 1-800 water damage. So
Yeah.
that, luckily, that didn't cost me anything.
Not still a client, but
But-
also still a hooker.
But he looked at me in the eyes and he's like, it was so normal. And I knew it. I was like, so then I had to call the leak doctor, and then he shows up with the
What's
fucking-
up? I'm the lead doctor.
and then that goddamn shit cost me $350.
Does he wear a lab coat? Please say he wears a lab coat.
I wasn't there.
Oh.
But
I know
I-
what
Is
that
she
means.
still convinced there's
Ba-da-da-da-da.
a leak somewhere?
No, the leak doctor said no leak. He said-
I am
No
a
leak for you.
I am a professional doctor.
yeah, he did all his tests and his pressure test.
Your walls have had a fart attack.
So then we got all the way back. Now this has been 3.5 months of me having to
Don't
shower.
say something you don't want to say.
Oh, I'm saying.
Okay.
With 3.5 months of me having to shower in the boys' shower.
Oh, God, sweet.
Yeah, but at least you get Cheez-Its for that.
No, I don't think that's in the bath, next to the soapy butt. Anyway, so
Wait a minute. You bathe your children next to Soapy Butt?
Yeah, nudity's not wrong.
Yeah, they look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine.
And then, but
they're-
every time some worker comes, we have to take the soapy butt off, turn it around because that's
yeah. The picture on the other side, though, is a Cadillac Pat $sign original.
so then all
Your
this
family is weird, man.
just for the original guy to come back and put some silicone, and then the Quizzical is like, "Well, he said it's good for now, but we might have to do all the grout in like 6 months." But I'm like, so I can take a shower tonight in my own goddamn shower.
Are
and
you allowed?
Yes, but 3.5 months, all this for some silicone in the goddamn around the
You
cracks.
could have done it yourself.
Yeah, like this could have been day one. I gotta have been 1 day of no shower.
Well,
This
but-
is a brand new remodel in the bathroom. How many times have you used the shower since you had the
Well, a
remodel?
lot at the beginning, but then 3 months of the fake leak and all the gray
Well, but
tile.
it's not a fake leak. It was your. But
well, the grout was is cracked.
Right. She feels confident that you now are at the place where you can use it. So I guess my point is.
Yeah, but this could have been. It's like someone telling you, like,
No.
don't drive your car until I fix the tire, and then 3.5 months go by, and then I look at the tire and be like, it's fine.
Well, no, it's like me going to the doctor almost. It's like, but you have to go through the certain process, or
What
Crystal's
is
not going to be.
insanity?
Yeah, well, Crystal's not going to be okay with it, right? I'm sticking up for her because I feel
Yeah,
like
she's like,
yeah,
don't use the shower until we find out that it's
right, which I agree with because.
Yeah, but why did it take so goddamn long? And by the way,
well, were
this
you
is-
in charge of it?
I blame myself because I was going to talk about this on Friday. So
Well, then
We'll
don't
save it
say
No,
because
this
we
is
already
the
did
third
30
minute.
minutes on an OG.
We're done. We did
Yeah.
30 minutes.
We gotta have lunch and then we
Yeah,
gotta
my
talk to
wife's
Jana.
here,
All right.
and I want to look at her butthole.
all right,
man.
we'll talk
Yeah,
about it
I'm
on Friday.
addicted to it.
Enjoy the show. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm OJ Simpson.
Jason, you're doing jokes from the 90s. Your gloves don't fit. You're aging yourself, Jason.
I'm O.J. Simpson, and this is Monica Lewinsky's cigar.
You're making Y2K jokes.
Not.
You're like, have you heard to the windows, to the walls? It's really good.
Welcome back. I'm Apple Bottom Jeans, boots with the fur.
Drop me to the floor.
Windows, walls.
On Skype with us
Boots
today,
with fur.
Jana and Jason Shelfer. How you guys doing?
Awesome.
Pretty moist.
Yeah. It's going to be one of those where we embarrass Jana again.
So
I'm telling you, it's hard working with your husband because you never know what's going to come out of his mouth.
yeah.
Or go in it, am I right? Cigar.
Monica Lewinsky.
Lady Gaga board this
How
way.
many references
The
can we
Office.
get going here? Meat
So-
dress.
Okay, here's the question I want to ask you guys because I follow you on social media.
Oh, no.
Don't
and-
ask this question.
And I see you do your morning show, and I see you guys dressed in matching pajamas with your big novelty coffee cups, and you look happy.
Well, they are.
And
What are you
you're
doing at
laughing.
this time?
Oh, God.
What are you hiding in the bathroom?
Well, first, I'm holding my face. My hands are shaking. I'm looking I'm like, oh my God, my eyes are bloodshot, crazy. and then I wander out of the. And this is the morning.
Yeah.
So both my sons, they've been kicking me in the genitals all night long. So I am not sleeping at all.
That's one of the worst Lionel Richie songs.
and then my wife is still in the bed snoring crazy, right? Like it's just,
I wouldn't say that.
Like Warren Sapp. I'm like, who's that, Warren Sapp?
I don't know whether to kiss her or sneak past her to steal the dragon gold.
Yeah. So, and then I make myself a cup of coffee. And then
A cup of coffee? You drink coffee
yeah,
now?
yeah. Because I'm convinced it's filtering out the alcohol from the night before.
That's true. Hemingway used to
I read that.
But Hemingway used to say that the bitter, like in Campari, when you make a Negroni, he would say that would it offsets the alcohol, makes it a healthy drink.
Then I walk, and then the dishes are piled fruit flies crazy with the duty flies.
I thought you switched to paper plates.
No, but for the
You
my
still
wife.
gotta take those out. Every now and then.
Well,
You throw those on the roof.
we use the paper plates, but all the cooking, the pots and pans from the dinner is all in there.
Well, you eat vegetables. What are you cooking in there?
Well,
You
the
know,
vegetable.
you boil an
Cook it in the
eggplant?
can.
Yeah.
And then Sap gets up. She starts bitching at me about something I'm doing wrong. Like,
Where's my gold?
yeah. And then criticizing the breakfast I'm making, the lunch I'm making.
Is this where you have to put all the grapes and everything in an individual bento box for your children?
Then I pull out their lunches from the day before.
That they didn't eat.
Yeah, so they didn't eat.
Yeah,
and
you're
so
supposed to do that the night before so they don't stay warm in there all night.
And then she's like, see, they don't like the processed food. They like the fresh fruits and vegetables. But I know that I look at their eyes and they don't
not
want
true.
They're just
That's not true.
It's not true. Even Jana
Yeah,
knows.
ask any kid in America. They all hate Michelle Obama because
Yeah.
she is
Yes.
making all the schools
That's
go
not
on this
the only
healthy-
reason. In
healthy
my
food
household.
program.
They also hate that because their dad yells a lot
Obama.
while he's punching the drywall.
So anyway, back to you guys. How are you so happy together because you guys have been married for a while, right?
Yeah, like 15 years almost.
15.
Wow, that's longer than me. And I thought because I was like, maybe it's the time, but I'm not even that long. I have no idea how long.
What do you
but
mean maybe it's the time that they just decided that after a certain amount of time they've given up and that's it?
I thought they were still like happy because it's like even though I know
First
they've
year.
been married for a long time.
New relationship.
I thought it was like 8 years. I was like, maybe it's 8 or under 10, maybe 10.
Dude,
is when
I'm at
you hate-
11 now.
Yeah. Oh
You
my
know,
god.
we absolutely hated each other for a while, didn't we, Jason?
Yeah, like that Thursday. I remember it was that.
Well, now we're talking. So you
Yeah,
guys.
let's get into it.
Oh.
So it is real. Like you do have ups and downs. It's not just all happy.
It's way too real. In fact, I get mad at him daily. Like when he puts like the cookies on top of the refrigerator,
I do that.
and that I hate that. I hate that when I can't reach the cookies.
Yeah, because when she eats too many cookies, she's in bed snoring like Warren Sapp.
Yes, I know. It's hard to keep these women thin, Jason. Am I right?
Oh my god.
So you like
Good one, Jason.
So he
What are
literally
you saying, man?
he puts the cookies out of reach. That's an interesting question. Like,
Yeah, that's like abuse to
Anything.
someone in a wheelchair,
Yeah.
right? Don't you think that's mean?
So
That
it
is
has to
mean.
be out of reach with a mop, out of reach with anything
Oh,
that
yeah.
can be an
Because
extension.
she's smart. That's another
sure,
thing.
get the mop handle.
And my other pet peeve is Jason is very messy.
Yeah, you can't leave your shoes on the floor. 'cause
He
that's-
leaves his shoes everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like speed bumps all over the house.
You gotta get an
Have you ever
off-road
gone
vehicle.
through a parking lot and all of a sudden you drive over a big old speed bump and you think,
or hit a
whose
pothole in the
idea
rain."
was this?
I know.
Well, it's my husband leaving his shoes out.
Now, in all fairness, I try to keep my shoes within like an 18-inch section of the wall or a couch, and no one should be going around corners that tight.
And then
I agree
here's
with
where
that.
the-
You know, he brings up an excellent point. I'd also like to ask the clearance of your wheelchair. If he wore Toms, would they go
She's
under?
just a speed racer.
it's
That's the
about
problem.
21 inches.
If he wore
her
Toms,
how
would
many
they go
toenails
under?
she's
At the
lost.
very most, just the toes would get like lightly dented if you zipped over them.
Well, she's averaging about 1 to 2 toenails a year. So,
Well, here's where the rub is. This is how the argument always starts. Is I'm racing through the house, I hit one of his shoes, and I like stumble all over myself, and I almost fall out of my chair, and so then I pick up his shoes and I go put them
She hides
away.
them. She hides them.
I go put them away in the closet where everything in the house should have a place. Don't you think?
which
Well,
is not where I left.
Tom does not think that. I can tell you that right
Yes,
now.
yeah.
I do agree with you, Jen.
When Jason goes to get dressed, he automatically goes to the spot in the middle of the living room where he left them. And then he's like, where are my shoes? So then he goes and starts hunting for all the places where he could have left them, which is 50 places.
3 to 18 inches off the wall or couch.
Except the closet.
Vegetable crisper, out back, inside
Now
the gas
they could
grill.
end up in the vegetable crisper.
Yeah.
To all fairness,
So
underwear is in
we're
the-
sometimes working against each other. Sometimes we're the yin and the yang. But it's a good thing that we have each other. It's almost like we're a duality sometimes.
and
Now-
date night where the yin yang can get little.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
stop.
I
Now,
feel
why
ya.
did you have to go there? Like, they didn't need to know that information.
Date nights are important.
Oh, yeah,
That's
yeah.
important to keeping a marriage happy. Date night.
Now, let me ask you guys a serious question because I feel like we're doing a lot of bad here. We're almost breaking up. Like,
Yeah, I don't know why you guys are
this
doing
is
this.
spiraling out of control.
Oh, yeah.
Like you came to our show, you came in hot and happy. You're leaving. You're
mad.
leaving. It's looking very bad. But our Twitch chat room did ask. Tom refers to his wife because she does have a very particular way that she likes things. He refers to her, and he is really the only one that does this. He refers to her as the Crow. And then in our Twitch chat room, a woman asked, Christine asked, is Jana a bit of a, quote, a crow? Do you feel like, do you caw at Jason a lot when he leaves his shoes, or are you a little easygoing?
No, she just she hides them, and then when she's sitting outside by the car in the heat, and I'm inside looking for them for a long time, she's like, "What in the heck took so long?" I was like, "Someone hid my shoes in the closet on the shelf where the shoes go."
Right.
Hide them.
So
I
she
just
makes me
put
feel
them
like a
away. Oh,
So it's a very back door kind of thing.
Uh-oh.
I know what that means.
Another way to keep your marriage happy.
Yeah. I didn't know we were talking about visiting in the mud room where you leave your boots and your winter coats. Everybody knows that, in the mud room.
the other thing that I feel sometimes comes up with us is selecting our friends. Do you guys have trouble selecting couple friends?
I don't have any.
Yeah, Daniel doesn't have any, and
I don't have any friends. I honestly do not have any friends.
and all my friends are in Miami, so I don't have any friends.
And
either.
Tom doesn't consider
there's a-
consider me a friend. I will pour my heart out to him via text message every day. I send him a text message only to know I will never get a message back.
Yeah.
Unless it's like last night when we have something business-wise that's hitting the fan. He'll reply to that.
Yeah.
But if I'm like, hey, man, just wanted to let you know that
Oh, yeah, you
I
do that to me
value
all
our
the time.
friendship.
Yeah.
Look at that. dad would be like,
Closed.
oh, this is the dumbest thing I've ever read.
Well, what am I supposed to say? Like, I
don't
got some
know.
heartfelt, like,
I don't know,
oh,
but
thank you.
anything's better than just getting the receipt that you read it and put your phone back down.
What am I
Does he
supposed-
ever just hold it down and then hit the like button or hit like a heart?
No, I don't do that.
No, he does.
I don't do the likes or the
doesn't
hearts.
do
He
any
or
of
hates the
that.
react.
He doesn't do any of that. Then I'll send another message after that, just like, are you mad at me? Did you even see this? Do you even care?
Yeah, it's like a crazy ass girlfriend. And then I'm like, oh my God.
Then I blow up, and then I call his phone like 17, between 17 and 25 times. I leave multiple messages. I'm like, the final one is like, I know you're there.
Yeah.
And then the one after that is like, I came off a little strong in that last one.
Yeah, but then if I get
No,
drunk enough and
you
horny
guys-
enough, I'll call you in the middle of the
Yeah,
night.
and I'll come over there, and I'll blow your effing mind.
This
We can say that.
happened to me yesterday. I had a friend that broke up with me. She broke up with me because I haven't been responding to her texts. And honestly,
well, you had been responding to her text.
well, not in a
Not in-
timely fashion. And honestly, the way I see it is when someone sends me a text, I don't like it if they have expectations for me to get back to them.
People are shocked that this has happened to you. People in our chat room cannot even understand how anyone on the planet would even break up with you as a friend. They're flabbergasted. They don't. I too have had people.
What did they say?
No, she said, I don't think that you have time for the friendship that I am looking for. And I said, you know what? I think you might be right. And then that hurt her feelings.
Oh, this is
and
so
she
uncomfortable. I
said-
love it. Look at Tom. Tom is freaked out.
Wait a minute. So you just agreed with her and then she got mad?
Well,
I agreed with her, and she said, "You're not going to fight for our friendship."
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, that's like a crazy
That's
ass
a
girlfriend.
toxic
There's a
person.
lot of manipulation going on there.
We're like, I don't
Yes.
think,
Knife
Gaslighting
look
you.
sharp enough.
Jana, this is crazy.
because she wanted. Like, oh, that's a manipulation tactic. They
Yeah.
wanted
That's
you
what
to be.
I said.
They wanted you to be like, no, I do have time for you. Be like, and you're like, well, I guess maybe you're right. And then you got her, Jana. I like that.
Yeah, I like
that's
that too.
stone
Honesty.
cold.
That is,
That's
Jason-
a stone cold bitch move.
Yeah, that is a stone. I was gonna say,
I love it.
Jason, I was gonna warn you that you don't want to mess with this stone cold bitch. You better pick up your damn shoes because you're about to. You don't know who
part
you're.
of how you live lucky and you have a happy life is you learn how to say a no
Yeah,
and stand
boundaries.
for yourself.
Yeah.
Because
I wouldn't mess with
There
you. You're
has to
messing
be
with the iron
boundaries.
banana, and you're about to get it.
That's how
that was
okay,
my
Jana.
nickname in college.
Okay, let's talk about that because Jana, you are one of the nicest people I know. Jason, I don't know yet. I kind of know,
That's
but
up-
I'm like,
that's
maybe.
up for debate.
But I know Jana is, and so how do you tell someone the truth and how you are feeling? Without the word, because I constantly don't tell anybody how I'm feeling or the truth or anything because I'm worried it's going to hurt their feelings. And it's a mental illness.
It actually hurts their feelings more that you don't even share your feelings with them to begin with.
Yeah, like Daniel. Like,
Yeah, like if I am being honest with you guys, like we always try to be on the show. I would be lying if I said that there isn't subconsciously a tiny part of me. I don't get upset, but yes, when I send a text to somebody, especially Tom, if he doesn't reply and then it just like whatever, it hurts my feelings. It does.
What if I said, please stop texting me? I hate you. Would that be worse?
That would I feel like. Well,
But that's what Jana's
then I'd
doing.
probably stay up all night.
And
then I'd be like, I gotta figure.
what I find is
I would
that
destroy
we
our
are
company.
we are attracted to people that we like or people that we want to be like. So those are the two things that we are attracted to. And so when I was talking to her yesterday, it felt like she was saying that she wanted more, and she was telling me that I don't have time for her. And honestly, that was the truth. That was exactly right, because I'm giving her everything that I can. In fact, I felt like as a friend, I was giving her more than I give to a lot of my other friends. So by agreeing with her, saying, you know what? Yes, you are right. It actually made me stop and think, you know what? I don't really appreciate this neediness that I'm feeling from her. So there's an opposite there.
Yeah.
And by setting those boundaries for myself, it actually felt freeing for me because I felt like she was kind of, you said it perfectly, when she was using manipulation tactics And the more she started saying, well, you don't value our friendship as much as I do. Well, that's not really true. But the more that there was really nothing I could say because it sounded like I was trying to be defensive. So I just agreed with her because she was right from her perspective. Yeah, I don't have time for the relationship that you need.
Yeah, and there's always ways to be kind and honest. So there's a way to react to something or just to blurt it out, or there's a way to just be kind about it.
Ew, your hair. Yeah. Why would anyone do that? Not just you, but anyone.
Let's just say at the land cruise, you were about to get up there in front of everyone and you had a huge bat in the cave. And now Tom would think it was funny.
I don't know what that is. This is illegal to kid you. Is that a doo-doo?
Yeah, is that a doo-doo or the front boner?
Yeah, what is it? Is it a front boner, a doo-doo? Is that a white pea? Is that a number 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4?
Yeah. You got a big booger in your nose.
A bat in the cave. That makes sense. We went way too far.
And it's just hanging out, but you can't feel it. You can't see it. He's the only. Everyone can see it.
Does Buddy Dyer see it?
Yeah, nobody's telling you, but Tom's standing right there in front of me. He goes, "Hey Dan, just before you get out there, why don't you pull that big bee out of your nose because it's pretty nasty."
I have a bee in my nose. Are you saying I have a big nose? A nose so big a bee can fit inside?
I've got a whole hive in there.
God. I'm making honey in here.
I could never, Jason. I can't. I have the inability to tell someone that if they have a booger in their nose or if they have something in their face or whatever, because I don't want them to feel bad, even though that's better for them.
Worse if they just got done talking to you and then they got on stage and they found out afterwards, wow, I was talking to Tom right before I got on stage. And I didn't feel any changes. I had to have had this in there. Tom's the guy.
You got mad at me and Teresa when we didn't tell you about the sweat rings around your T-word boobies.
And
he had booby sweat. And
but there's nothing I could do.
And then he stood on the jumbotron.
There's nothing you can do about it.
He looked like a little girl that had accompanied her father to like a construction site. And you know that awkward. You know that awkward age where the little girl needs a bra, but they haven't discussed anything with her, and there's buds there, and you're like, oh my God, put a bra on that woman. And that's what Tom looked like.
Band-Aids.
Oh, Jason.
I'm just saying. Something that's going to cause some serious trauma later in life.
I wanted a bra so badly when I was younger. I used to try to hold pencils underneath my breasts just to like prove that I needed one.
I used to wear my mom's nightgown.
You just made Tom so uncomfortable.
I keep forgetting so you can see me.
I keep forgetting that people can see me. I was just
I had a full bat.
We'll never go full bat. So did you guys, to get back on the topic of like boundaries and friendship, is that how it ended? Did the person sort of say how did it end?
Cat fight.
Well, no, it didn't. It just said, you know what? I really just don't think I turned it back on me. It almost felt like a breakup, kind of like what you were saying.
It's not you, it's me.
I really don't think that I am capable of giving you what you need right now. And I think you're a beautiful person.
Oh, so you left it with a compliment, so that's good.
Oh, you did that. It's me, not you.
Yeah. You're too good for me. It's not going to work. I'm just a scallywag from the streets.
Everybody knows it.
Oh.
Do you guys do the couple date night where...
Game night. I'm a big sucker. I love a good game night.
See, this is what makes it me awkward.
I get hard for Jenga.
No, come on.
I love...
Family Feud. Yeah. Jason, I love Family Feud.
I do Jenga. I do...
Jenga.
I do.
Jenga.
Guess who?
What's your strategy? Are you a pull from the bottom, or are you more like, let's start from the top?
And then kick it with your foot.
I was from the bottom.
Yeah. I start from the bottom, and now I'm here.
So I
saw Tom get out his naughty pencil and write down a time code.
The problem...
No, we're all about games. We even, on our table, we have like the conversation questions. We're all about getting to know each other, getting to know people that come over.
So you entertain a lot.
Say what?
Well, maybe not now because of the virus, but you guys used to entertain a lot,
We
right?
did. We used to entertain...
a lot
In fact,
for us.
we have a guest book in our bathroom, and I mean, we're literally on now the second or third one. The third guest book. When people go in to use our guest bathroom, they sit and while they're, they leave a little message.
That's a pen you have to switch out a lot.
See, I grew up thinking that when adults hung out together and couples, no, it was more of a
Swing
they
scenario?
had like boogie nights. You know that not like
Tea
that,
party.
Not that
Well,
they're
you know what
swinging.
you're alluding to, right? You're alluding
Huh?
that your mom and dad were like
I don't know.
naked with other
I don't think-
couples
I don't
while
remember.
you were a child.
No. I
That's
what
what I'm hearing.
That the scenes in Boogie Nights in the 70s where everybody's like hanging out by the pool, and then some people were doing drugs, and then some girls just pulled their tops off, and then it was all just a bunch of adults getting loaded and partying.
Yeah, and
that's what I thought adults did
you
as a
must
party.
Some do.
You must have seen that in order for you to think.
I don't know.
And I
Maybe
don't want
did.
to envision that because I love your mom and I don't
For
want to.
sure, she was a party. Your mama van?
Oh, I think she partied, but I don't want to envision that, or I don't want to be
She had
disrespectful.
mirrors on her ceiling.
I don't
We know.
Oh yeah, she did.
It was a
didn't she?
canopy
Oh
bed.
yeah, anyone with mirrors on their ceiling.
It wasn't the
In my
ceiling.
town, it was a thing where people would go to these parties and they would put their keys in the bowl, and then when they would leave, you would grab a set of keys, and everybody knew. Everybody knew.
Wait.
And then my 5th grade year, there was
Whatever keys you grab, that's who you're banging?
Yeah.
Yes. And then
Key
my
party.
5th grade year, there were 22 couples that got divorced in town because it really
Wow.
started getting out of who was,
So
I thought the key thing was just so you wouldn't drive drunk. I didn't know you go back, get the keys, and that's who you bang.
there's a key
Yeah.
That's
party.
who you
yeah.
take
I've never heard of
home.
that.
Yeah.
That was
If
not.
they tell you to put your keys in a bowl when you get to a party, you might want to ask them what that is for.
I'll put the valet key in there in case I got to get out of there.
So Jana, you grew up in a super small town, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love my small town. I still read the Belleville Telescope. In fact, this year at Christmas time, my Christmas letter that I wrote to Santa Claus when I was 8 years old, it appeared in the Belleville Telescope.
Oh, that's
Finally.
cool. Yeah.
It was
Even
like, this is from Jana Stump, which was my maiden name.
Yeah.
Back in from 1985, was it? I think 1985. And I wanted a microwave and one of those heads. You know, those heads that you can just do their hair.
Oh, yeah. My daughter has one of those. It
Really?
only lasts until she hacks all the hair off of it. and then it looks
And
like
it's $700 for new hair.
then it looks like any club owner.
What is it? Just like a head with a wig on it?
Well, like
or-
a Barbie head, and then you can do the makeup, and then you can do that. You can style the hair. It's just like a mannequin
Yes.
head.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, May has one of those.
But I loved growing up in a small town. And Jason grew up in a small town too. Jason grew up in Quincy, Florida.
Ooh, the best
And-
yeast rolls in Florida.
Yeah, nobody's heard of that.
And in Jason's town, listen to this. Like, this is crazy. But in Jason's town, there was a farmer back in, I
Got
don't
a
know.
dog named Bingo.
No, stop. But he got a hold of this Coca-Cola
Oh, yeah.
thing. And so he convinced some of the other farmers to invest in it. And so half of his town ended up becoming multi
Yeah,
billionaires.
It's the millionaire capital of Florida.
There was like
It used to
10.
be.
10 of them became really, really wealthy, and then the rest of the town wasn't. So it's like very, very divided. There's like 10 houses that are super mansions, and then there's the rest of the town.
It's kind of like Roadhouse. The
wow.
Wesley.
Yeah. So these
Where's
guys
Quincy?
invested in
That's
Atlanta's.
what most people say.
They have invested in Atlanta's Coca-Cola, and in
Yes.
some weird way on the bottom level of
On
it.
Yes,
Yeah.
before it became
When it
Coca-Cola.
first came out, the one of the farmers had an interest in the banks, and he convinced all the farmers around to say, go down to the bank, get a loan out, and invest in Coca-Cola. And that's
nuts.
And they left their money in it. Turned
Wow.
out really well for them.
That's pretty ballsy for farmers because you think like
Yeah,
you
most
know
farmers are pussies.
Well, no, just to take on like you're taking $100 grand of
kidding,
equity out of your farm or whatever and dumping it into a soda pop company. You know what I'm saying? I'm imagining in
I
their
think it was
mind.
like $35 back then.
Oh,
But
okay.
that- but
Right.
probably equal to $100 grand.
Yeah, but that $35 bought in early,
Yeah.
and now
That bought a Lincoln Town car and a home back then.
Where is Quincy? Where,
Right, exactly.
It's outside of Tallahassee.
Oh, okay.
Between
Wow.
Tallahassee and Two Egg.
I don't know anything about that area, like Tallahassee and on. Like what? I don't even know what that is.
The Panhandle.
It's
Yeah.
It's woods and then the Georgia line.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I consider
A
the
small village with a
Panhandle
red schoolhouse.
Georgia's
no,
foot.
what about you guys? Tom, you're from a small town, right?
Miami.
No, they're in Miami. It's,
Small
I don't know if
fishing
you
village
ever,
at the edge of Florida.
I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it's Miami.
Yeah.
They call
I
it
am.
Florida
I'm from
with the
DeLand. DeLand's a small town.
I knew you were from DeLand. So would you consider yourself is that because that's kind of outside of Orlando area though?
Yeah, that's my hometown. Yeah, I still consider
Okay.
it small town, rural, and where I was from. Yeah, and I enjoyed it. I'm glad I grew up there. I mean, I think that my childhood would have been infinitely different here in Orlando, but I'm glad that my parents chose DeLand. It's a great little town to grow up in.
The small town, growing up in a small town, because I don't have any idea, but it's you just know everybody, right? Like everybody.
You still
know
get beat up just as much.
I had dated everyone in my class by the time I was in 8th grade.
Oh yeah.
And everybody's gossip before it even happens to them. I would make a snowman in my front yard and it would end up on the front page of the newspaper. It was in some ways really, really liberating. I could go anywhere. I mean, I literally would go ride my bike and I wouldn't come home until 10 p.m.
Yeah, me too.
And I could hang out with anyone in the entire neighborhood. Now, what's really crazy, do you remember that what's the killer? The Thai BTK killer? He actually came through my town.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
He
Yeah.
did he
Anyway,
murder someone in your town?
No, but he actually was in my town. He
He's
writes.
like, there's not enough bait here to play with.
Yeah, he
Like,
wrote
go
a
fish somewhere else.
He wrote about it in his book and in his documentary. He was in the basement of one of the houses in my town, and then for some reason he decided not to act.
Not
that
feeling
night.
it. Not feeling it.
Crazy.
Got to move to
And
a town that's got an
he
Arby's.
moved on. But yeah, so I mean, my town was very, very small. It was very, very intimate, and in some ways it was so great. Here's the thing is I couldn't wait to graduate and I couldn't wait to leave. And in some ways I feel ashamed of that because as I've gotten older, I so appreciate my small town. And as we go live every morning on Facebook, it's my hometown people that show up for us on a consistent basis. And I really realize that it's the values that I established there that I really like about myself.
I think that's really cool. Like there's certain aspects of DeLand that I miss and that I know my daughter will never get to do. Like you hit the nail on the head with it. Like I remember just getting on my bike and being able to, where my mom's place was.
Yeah.
Driving there to down. I just get on my bike and ride. It's like 6 miles to downtown, but I'd ride a long way and then I could just ride my bike around downtown.
Yeah.
And then ride home. No big deal.
Yeah.
In Miami, everybody's strangers. Like the valedictorian of my high school, I had never.
Sorry, the what?
Yeah, he said it wrong. We moved past those now.
The
The V thing.
The DP to the V.
the nerd, the biggest nerd.
Yeah, the
Anyway, I'd never even seen this person before. Like it's not like I had never talked to him or whatever. I've never even seen.
I mean,
this
we had a
person.
big senior class, but
That's
even then I
crazy.
knew everybody. It's still a small
Jan
town.
I had 37 and I went to kindergarten with at least 33 of them.
Yeah, and I had 32.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like,
And we were all so when you think of Little House on the Prairie with that one red schoolhouse, that was our school. That was our school. We
Really?
weren't all in the same classroom, but there was a smaller elementary school with 1, 2, and 3 those grades across the small street and a little stop sign with a no crossing guard or anything because there's no traffic on the farm. But they cross over from those trailers into the big brick schoolhouse, and the rest of us were all there.
That's crazy.
Tiny.
Yeah.
And it was, I mean, like what Jason said, most of my friends, it was long distance to call them because they lived on farms. So, I mean, they would have to ride the bus to come in and they would have to ride 30 minutes to get just to our little school. And also, along with that, you would grow up together and really share the deep, deep painful things, like when their parents would get divorced. I mean, it was very open. We knew what they were going through. Or when someone's dad would have to go off to war, we knew what they were going through.
Yeah.
What a weird thing to know everybody in your town and in your school, and it's all like, it's bizarre to me. You know?
Yeah, no, I had it, and I think I probably had like a hybrid of that because it wasn't, DeLand's still a sizable town. You know, there's still a lot of people there, but it's not quite as small as what Jana and Jason are talking about. But I still had a lot of that. Like I still go back there, and there were people that I know that now work in the business that their father had that is legendary within the town. You know, and that's
it makes you a lot more creative because you're not going to get away with anything when everybody knows who you are and the kids. So you get a lot more creative about anything that you want to do.
You make out in the cemeteries. You party in the barns.
Yeah.
You literally have fun with the farm animals, and
you learn quickly who you can trust.
That's true.
Stop.
Jana took it far.
You know, it's funny because even like in Miami, the one thing that they had that like all small towns have too, were like they would do these parties out in the Everglades, and like and basically is the equivalent of just going out to the woods and doing keg parties and stuff, and they would do the same thing. They would just go out like, you know, past 8th Street and past Miccosukee into the Everglades, and basically all the high school kids would meet there. But this is pre-social media, so you'd only have to, it was like old school movie, you'd only have to find out from the cool people, like a Superbad or something, like, oh, they're doing a fat farm party out in the Everglades. And if you found out about it, you could go, and there was just a bunch of people drinking
but you had to find
oldie and quarts of alcohol and like some generator with them.
2020.
And there's a double-edged sword there because, yes, so everybody knows where the party is, but then the police can find out very easily too. And you know where the alcohol is hidden. You know that on the 4th stop sign out in the country by the cross 40 is what we used to call it. You know that there's going to be some vodka hidden by that stop sign, and you know you can find it just about any day of the week.
The problem is I had to put it there Tuesday, and it's going to be really hot.
The only problem is that the adults know that too, and they know that if you stop there, they know what you're doing, and it gets back to your parents. And if you do show up at that party, you know, people, your business is out there.
Yeah.
It's very transparent.
Yeah, for sure.
Although, but you do have small town cops, which are the coolest cops, stereotypically, where they're just be like, "What's going? Come on, get it!"
Our police officer was actually our gym teacher, Mr. Farley.
Mr. Farley.
And so listen to this. At Halloween time, if they would get word that the kids were going to go out smearing, which is where you go and you egg houses and things.
Smearing?
It actually became almost like a cop and mouse game. Like the cops played along with it so that the houses didn't get smeared. So the cops would come and chase the kids so that we would actually throw the eggs at the cop cars so that we wouldn't be throwing them at the houses. And then they actually encouraged us to go around.
You do that in a big city, you get shot. Don't be doing that. I just want to put a public service out there. Do not throw eggs at cops. Do not do that. My God, Jana.
They'll shoot you crazy.
They actually encourage this mob mentality of us going around and selling insurance to the houses.
That's the mafia. That's what they do.
Yeah, saying, you know,
Protection
hey,
money.
I'm a popular person at school, and if you pay me, then I'll make sure that your house doesn't get egged. Like, they actually encourage that entrepreneurial spirit.
Yeah, I think those days are done, right? You're very lucky you got to do that. I mean, like, yeah, that's gone, right?
That's racketeering or something.
Like, we won't have anything like that anymore. That innocence, that fun, that's bye-bye.
I think it's still happening in some small towns.
Yeah. There's still like, you know, even through Florida, you forget you drive like outside
Through
of
Christmas.
highways. Yeah, and you're just like what is this? You're like this like, and it's just a town where it's like an old west town where it's like, oh, there's the bank and whatever, like, and there's some houses and like, and then it's just in the middle of nowhere, and it's usually like it's some agricultural town that they built, right? Like to support the workers live there and stuff. and you're like, man, no mask anymore. Like,
Yeah. Well, you go through
this is 2018 here.
Yeah, you go through like the Carolinas or Virginia area and some of these furniture towns where they have. Yeah, and it's literally a big furniture factory. And then just like you said, there's like one bank, everything
All
is
the
like
employees
lined
live
up.
there.
It's
Well,
crazy.
this is the deal, though. In those small towns, because I grew up just when you grow up in a small town, and Danny, you might have had this in DeLand. but
Yeah.
there are these little diners, and just like going through Christmas or going through any of these places, if you can, in outside sales for the last 15 years, as I drive through, I'll find places like in Ocala that I'll stop by regularly. And when you start becoming a regular in these diners, you start listening to the locals and actually having conversations with them. And that conversation is so just amazing to get into rapport with people in their hometowns and just what they're going through and what's different about Christmas or Ocala and what's happening in Winter Garden or Orlando. And it's sometimes
I
it's
do
a
that when
totally
I pass
different
through
world.
Castleberry. Sometimes I'll
At the
stop
Waffle
off.
House.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just saddle up at maybe a Heckle and Jekyll's or a Holly and Dolly's and just kind of check in on them and say, how's the Kratom shops? How's the reptile stores? How are they doing? How's your vacuum cleaner stores?
So
Yeah. What are you guys going through? It's kind of like, now everybody talks about masterminds and getting in these groups and talking to people. Well, that's kind of the same concept as just going to a diner, having coffee and saying, how's the farm?
What's up?
Yeah. How's your small business?
I can't see Tom ever doing that. Although you do like to interview people.
Jana,
You're
Jason.
a great interviewer.
I'm not. I am not.
You really are.
You really are.
You really are.
That-
You really are. Sam, say it too.
You are.
No,
Take
no,
your shirt
no,
off.
You
no,
really
no.
are.
If you have heard one, name one interview you've heard of that's good. I'll tell you it's not.
One of the
It's
best-
me
Take your
bumbling
shirt off and
through.
flex, 'cause you're a great interviewer.
Just bumbling through, asking the same long questions.
Yeah.
In fact, all our listeners make fun of me and how bad I am. So they're like,
Do you have trouble
Like-
receiving? Do you have trouble receiving?
Yes, he does.
what?
Really?
Ever since
butt?
prison.
You gotta
Trouble receiving.
You gotta take this thing you inhale and it makes your
the
butt
poppers.
butt loose.
Butt news. Butt news.
My buddy Ron told me this is how to loosen your butt. Yeah.
I love you guys.
There will be no butt dancing in this city, in this town.
So
There's a time for laughing.
okay, this kind of ties into everything, and we'll end with this.
All right, then
Shannon
we're
and
gonna end with
Jason,
this.
yeah.
Tom, see the
So I think
the grand conductor is going to interview his way out of this one.
I bet there's probably a lot of people like me that's very I'm very skeptical. My wife gets mad at me about everything that I see on the internet or anything. I was like, that's fake. Like, and she's
yeah.
like, why are you rude? Who cares?
Yeah.
Like, what's wrong with
were
you?
just
You're
saying-
mentally
you
ill.
were just saying the other day, just because like you were speaking a definitive, remember? And
Oh,
then,
yeah,
and then
you
you
drive
thought I
Daniel
was mad,
crazy,
and
yeah.
I'm like, no, I'm not mad. It's just
I get
like,
these theories, and then I speak in absolutes, and I'm like, I know I'm right, and then it just irritates everybody around me to
Yeah,
the
because you're an
point.
a-hole.
Yeah, they're like, you're an a-hole, and you're grumpy, and you're miserable, and you're like all these things. Anyway, so, and I that's my personality, I think. I don't know what's wrong with it. But so and then I'm like, I constantly, I just naturally will look at the negative of things or like the reality and be like, well, this is gonna stink, or nothing
Or
matters.
Pessimist.
Yeah.
Or
Oh, this is stupid.
Or like nothing matters. This will never get
I'm
me
wasting
anywhere.
my time,
Wasting
yeah.
my time. Like so when you do that for a long time, it kind of that's your personality that people expect from you. So everything you guys say, I'm on board, and it makes total sense to me. And it's like, yes, of course, like everything you guys preach about and talk about, and positive thinking, and like being a good
it's
person.
authentic. We know it is.
And I like to try to be a good person. But the
You are a good person. Oh my God, you're freaking out, bro.
but I feel like if I ever came in here or started projecting on my social media like that I was positive or I'm changing my way of thinking, whatever. They're just nonstop clown me.
Oh, yeah.
Daniel too.
Yeah.
Samantha, definitely Butler.
I have to be careful. No, I have to be careful with it with the Peloton bike that I ride, because you get too into something and you say like, my fitness journey is so fun, and I'm gonna get
Don't
clowned.
say
So
journey.
I just don't say that. I just do it. I'll take a sweaty picture occasionally, throw some numbers up there, but I'm not gonna preach.
If Oscar the Grouch pops out of his trash can, he's like, "This is awesome." Please, like, that's not you. Like, what? Like, get out of here. Like, mad. People will be mad at it.
Yeah.
So what I've decided is I have every emotion inside me. Like, there is a bitch, Jana. There is a mean girl, Jana.
I'm a bitch. I'm a lover.
Attest to this. and the reason that I know that this mean girl, Jana, lives inside here, not only does she come out every now and then, but it's the reason that I am so determined. And it's the reason that I am so bold sometimes. And it's the reason why I sometimes say, you know what, that's not good enough. I want more.
It's the
I
reason
want
you
more.
come in first instead of third
It's the
sometimes.
reason I win. So I know that this side of me lives in here, but I also know that there's a side of Jana that lives inside me that is saying, you know what, I try to please a lot of people, and I sometimes feel like it's never good enough. So what I'm trying to say is that every emotion lives inside all of us. We have everything, and it really is a duality. There's dualities in everything. And when I first started learning about this, I'm from Kansas. As you know, we've talked about my small town.
Mm-hmm.
I started studying The Wizard of Oz. And I know that sounds so crazy, but when I started studying the Tin Man, who doesn't have a brain, he feels inadequate. He feels stupid. So he's in search of wisdom.
I'm sorry.
And then
I have to correct you. The Tin Man needed a heart.
I mean, he needed
The
a
Scarecrow
heart.
needed a brain.
Well, he's looking for love. Yeah, so the Scarecrow is in search for wisdom. The lion is in search for courage because he's so scared. These are dualities. The Tin Man is searching for a heart. He needs love because he feels so unworthy. Like, these are the dualities that we all face. And it's like my depression. I had to go through my depression so that I would search for enlightenment and wanting to live and wanting to reach my potential again. So we have to go through these ups and downs. So you may think that you're projecting negativity, but there's something inside of you that is a real optimist.
I knew it.
Oh my God.
Also,
not wrong.
was the little person that hung himself on the wizard, was that real?
Yes.
During your time?
Do you know I'm related to that guy?
That's what I heard.
yeah.
That's our
The
Wikipedia
Oompa Loompa
page.
person?
Yeah, on
Yeah.
my Wikipedia.
He's hanging there. You can see him.
It's my great grandfather, little
Look that up.
little Daryl Dennis. Little Daryl Dennis hung himself on the set of The Wizard of Oz.
That's true.
In 1941.
Put that on the Wikipedia page.
Put it on
In
there.
Tom,
I'm
in
bullying
boating
myself.
terms, you can't turn a huge ship around all at once. So if you do want to change things about yourself, you can always just make little degrees of latitude change, right?
That's good.
That's the
Not
Suez
about-
Canal.
You're not going to turn a big monster boat around like you turn a jet ski.
That's true.
And you guys have a huge following, a huge ecosystem built around you. And that's your personality type. So
Yeah, but we run fast and reckless like jet skis. And we are Sean Kingston on a jet ski, doesn't know how to ride it, and we're heading for the dock.
Yeah.
That's right.
And then I panic and let off the gas. That's what you crush.
Yeah, and I'm just on the back holding onto his love handles, loving every minute of it, living my best life.
$6,000 worth of damage.
Jana, Jason, where can people listen to your morning shows and everything that you guys do?
You can find everything about us at startlivinglucky.club. Startlivinglucky.club. Catch us in the morning on Jana's Facebook page at
Tom laughed at
6:55
that.
in the morning.
Tom laughed at Dot Club. Tom laughed at Dot Club. I'm pointing it out.
Hold on, I want a
Yeah,
dot
you
club.
want? I do it.
Can
You're
we
jealous.
do a Tom and Dan dot club?
I don't know.
Yeah.
You should get a dot
You
club.
should.
You
What's
should
the
get
club?
a dot club
What's
right
the-
now.
Don't
They're
talk about the
hot.
club.
I'll get us a club.
What
Oh,
club?
no.
Get us a club.
Butler,
In
get
the-
the club.
Wait, is that the thing that goes in your steering wheel? That's the club.
There's a song about it.
We're on Clubhouse daily, so that the dot clubs are kind of
we
a hot
have a dot
commodity
club.
for us.
We have a club.
Oh, okay.
Jenna
good,
gave
good.
us our club. I just
Okay.
forgot about it. 'Cause
All right.
I got everything. I got a ding dong, a TikTok, a club. I got them all.
Oh my god.
I got the poppers that'll open up your butt. Yeah, we're open, baby. We'll see you guys soon.
We'll see you guys.
Oh, I did it again. I did it again.
Oh my God.
I'm out of control.
Oh, bye. Welcome back to A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I am Dan. Samantha's here. Butler's here. And if you look to our bottom left-hand corner, you're going to see the finest of that is a legitimate vintage 90s mustache.
Yes, it is. Cadillac.
Yes, it is.
Cadillac Pat's here. How you doing, Pat?
Great. How you guys doing?
Good. So Pat, Daniel told me you're doing some comedy videos, and he said he's going to describe one to me.
I will describe the comedy video I saw last night. I loved it. I was a number 2 one. I go to the TikTok, and Cadillac Pat.
I've been enjoying the TikTok.
Yeah.
It's an easier scroll.
I don't enjoy it. None of it's funny to me. I think it's stupid.
I'm honestly shocked that Tom's watching.
Yeah, I'm shocked that he even likes it. I hate it, but I'm watching Pat, and it's his fish tank. First of all, I didn't know he was a fish tank man. And then I hear your girlfriend, I almost called her your wife, going, babe, check the tank, or feed the fish. And he's like, okay, and you got to get out the directions to feed the fish. And he unfolds like the little pamphlet that came with it, and then it unfolds and it's humongous. And he's looking at it like,
oh, the big pamphlet.
Yeah, he's like, this is too big. My fish are gonna die now. Right? Is that basically that
was it? Yeah, because it was test strips for the fish tank. And
test strips, yes.
You have to. It's literally like the box is as big as a pack of cigarettes, but you open the paper, it's like a map. And I just don't understand why there's so much instructions. I wanted to return it because
why are these instructions so big? Who are these people?
So how are you doing in TikTok world, Pat? Because I know.
I mean, not very good. I mean, every once in a while you get like 200 views, or I've had a couple of like 3,000 views. I don't know what that means relatively. You know what I mean? But I just make funny videos once in a while just to see if they're funny.
I did one video that's a clip of you and I doing what we're doing right now that was really funny. And then I did one clip that was just a stick on the ground. And underneath the stick, I wrote the word stick. And then I just said, hey, it's a stick. And the stick video is getting more views than the other one. So I'm okay with that. It is what it is.
Have you tried putting your girlfriend in a long shirt with no pants on?
That's a lot of that on there.
And then no bra.
There's a lot of that on there.
A hand dance, because that's I see a lot of that, and they got a lot of views.
Yeah, get all the views.
It's just girls bouncing their boobies to hand dances.
Yeah. And then I'm like, well, how old is this? But like, you be watching this?
No, don't watch it.
Am I okay? If your kid, let's say you got a 12-year-old, 14-year-old, 13 or whatever, right? 13 years old, you got a cell phone, you're on social media.
These girls aren't 13.
No, but is any of that...
But they could be 17 and a half.
I
don't know. I don't know. How am I supposed to know?
Is it censored on there, or can everybody see everything on there, right? Like, there's no parental on that, right? It's just wide open. It's open baby TikTok.
Yeah, it's open baby.
I have no idea. I don't know what...
Well, like on Twitter, you can put any photo you want on Twitter. They're not going to do anything. You know, you can put nudity on Twitter.
Oh yeah, there's rules on TikTok because Samantha with the dong.
Yeah, but I don't understand. I don't understand.
Don't leave it with Samantha and the dong.
Samantha and the dong.
In the morning.
TikTok did change the rules like 2 months ago. I know they had something where you can't show a girl like directly shaking her butt at the screen.
What?
Something like that now.
Yeah,
that's the ones I like.
I did see one yesterday where it was a thicker girl with a butt, and she was pretending she was using the sound effect of somebody cranking a lawnmower, but every time she'd act like she was pulling the cord, she would jiggle her butt, and that one I did laugh at a little bit. So I'll go with you. I like the TikTok.
What's the ones where they show the setup and then they say like final video coming later or whatever? What is that?
I hate those because and then when you go to find the video, it's kind of hard. Their algorithms, it's kind of convoluted where you watch that video and then you click on their page and you don't see the part 2. Like, it's hard to find the part 2 on their page. That's the only part I don't like.
I never click on because I'm like, whatever you're setting up, I don't want to see. Like, I can tell that it's not going to be interesting. So no, thank you. And I'm like, show me the teens.
Oh my god!
I don't say that out loud.
No,
I just say that in my head, which is fine. I'm joking. I don't know.
That doesn't help.
Writing some things down.
I'm joking.
It does help a little. It helps a little.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Pat.
I'm watching the TikTok, and then I follow, most of the people I follow are like listers, and most of our listers that do stuff on there are like painters. So I follow a lot of people that do speed painting.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
no
okay.
offense to Pat or anybody that I follow on there, but I'm unfriending you today, and I don't want to watch any more painting on TikTok. I think Tom's got it nailed down.
I only follow Tom and Dan live, so all I get
Then
is
you saw my stick from yesterday.
I get BMX. No, I don't even see our videos. I don't even know how to, but I keep scrolling, and it's just all BMX videos. And then the girls dancing, and that's it. That's all I get, and that I don't know how to.
Occasionally, I'll get a cooking video. Pat, what have you been have you been trying to diversify the content you put on your TikTok, or are you trying different things? Like what?
Nah, I just whatever comes to my mind, whatever I think is funny, I just do it. I don't have any rhyme or reason for anything really. Just whatever I find is funny, just throw it up there.
So Pat, let me ask you this: so you don't have any kids, you're not married, you got a girlfriend, you're young. I guess not as young as you used to be, though. If we think about it, because I met you a decade ago.
I would have preferred you have done this '90s superhero bit when you were younger. But, hey, to each his own, man.
But still, you're free.
We all have our cross to bear.
You're young,
right?
wild, and free.
So I'm imagining.
I finally saw his girlfriend too. Very attractive.
Yeah,
Pat doesn't run with any uggos.
Well, Pat, he's ripped.
Yeah, he's a good-looking man. Yeah, he's a workout man.
The only thing that's stopping him is crazy.
Yeah. And actually, if you watch these videos, I don't know if Pat even knows this, and I don't know if he's going to kill me for even saying it, but I write Cadillac Pat, and then underneath it just says crazy man.
But so where do you go on vacation? Because this is what I fantasize about. I'm like, imagine if I didn't have any anchors.
Oh, a true I'm a young dude girlfriend vacation? Oh,
Yes.
way different. Way different.
Because I imagine, like, if
Put
you
that on TikTok.
Because at this age too, you got some money. Because I
Guess
remember
where I'm going. I'm going to Dominican Republic, Tom, to the Nickelodeon Resort.
'Cause yeah, like I was 19 and 20 at one time, or 21, and I'm poor as dirt, and I couldn't go anywhere. Like, I had no money, so it didn't matter. I would go on exciting vacations.
And Pat goes on good vacations, legit.
Yeah.
So
where do you go as a young
dumb
stud?
and full of?
Well, just this past Sunday, my girlfriend surprised me to a one-night staycation at the Gaylord Palms. I don't know if you're familiar with the Gaylord Palms. It's a fantabulous resort, indoor atrium and alligators and bars and restaurants everywhere inside the Gaylord Palms.
You got to get your girl to get one of those interior atrium rooms, and then you open up the window because you have a window into the atrium, and then you put her through it topless, and you get behind her, and
yeah. Then someone looks up there like, oh, there I see what's
that
happening.
guy's doing a real TikTok that.
Yeah. But she did do a thing that I've always wanted to do, is where she wouldn't let me know where we were going, and I wore my jacket, I wore it over my head on the entire drive there, and because I could tell where we were going, my brain wouldn't let me stop knowing the roads. So I made her get off on the highway and do like little U-turns and then get back on.
Wait, so you couldn't figure it out? What are you, Rain Man? You can sit in a car and just based on the turns she makes, you can know where you're at? That's a talent.
Yeah, because we started at my house, so then I could tell and I couldn't turn it off.
I can't do that.
Hold
Can you do that? I can't do that.
You have mind Google Maps?
Let's try and kidnap Cadillac Pat.
Hold on. So if we put you in a trunk of a car and we drove
We're
you
doing this.
from your house to a location, and let's say we do 10 turns, right?
Yeah.
Then you
10-turn challenge. Put that on TikTok.
You can let us know roundabout where we are within a mile.
You'll be
Totally.
like, Sonny's
Totally.
Barbecue
I
near
totally
UCF.
Oh, that's a crazy talent. Pat, why aren't you utilizing
TikTok that.
That's damn amazing, dude. That's seriously like what? Like an autistic on the spectrum super genius would be, right? I can't do that.
Hold on. Maybe because if I'm leaving my house, because I know my neighborhood, like I know which way would right or left would be, and then so I think I could probably do close to
now
this.
you want to challenge him? No, well, let me guess.
Yeah.
Now
Well,
you-
think about it, right? This is not that hard. Like 10 turns from your house, I think you would know where you are just by right or left. You know every turn. 10
Yeah,
turns
exactly.
away. Maybe
And
20
she like
turns.
went on the highway, so I knew like I could tell by the time, the distance where we were, and I was like,
Were you counting
you
in your
gotta
head?
turn off the highway and go down a couple of streets and turn me around, so I got lost
You
with
had
a jacket over my head.
You're so good at this, you had to lose yourself like Eminem in order to get to the Gaylord Palms as a surprise. That's amazing.
Although,
yeah, it was real fun. It was fun to not have a clue where I was.
I'm kind of looking for a different answer than Gaylord Palms. Is like, that's where any someone from an insurance convention wants to go to.
Right.
But you're like, I was at the Gaylord Palms bar downstairs. Cheating on my wife. Is that like
what you do.
Is that like a young, cool place
No,
to hang
it
out?
isn't, yeah.
Just like,
Well, I'm a celebrity there though, because I'm walking around like this and everybody's looking at me strange, and it's fun for me to, everybody's got their eye
some
on me.
would say celebrities.
You sound a lot like the bikepacking guy when he said, but it's cool.
Others would think that how this guy afforded this hotel.
Yeah. That must be a Groupon.
Yeah. We don't.
Right? Some
Yeah,
old
yeah,
lady would
yeah.
be like, oh
Yeah.
my God.
It's
look,
group on Tuesday.
there appears to be one of those rappers here. There must be a Groupon.
Is that Chet Hanks?
Yeah, Whitmore Summer.
Yeah, how they let a panhandler in here. So besides Gaylord Palms, you don't go to like New Orleans or like a Party City or
Party City?
That's the worst place to go. My wife blindfolded me. She made 10 turns. I'm like, I think we're in the parking lot of the Party City near Bed Bath & Beyond, and I think you're getting a green paper top hat for St. Patrick's Day.
No, I'm just saying, like, you go to like Lake Havasu. I'm still in the 90s. I don't know where.
New Orleans, I'm not exactly allowed back in Louisiana. I spent a night in jail there on my birthday a couple of years ago.
Oh,
Wait a minute.
tell
What'd
us
you
that
do?
story.
Pedophilia.
No.
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? I'm sorry, we can't do this anymore. Now we got to go back in our back catalog.
No, I didn't tell us.
You know,
we didn't know we were going to be fine. Anyway, so what
It was not for pedophilia. What was it for?
It was for peeing in the streets, which
Close.
is what they call lewd conduct, and so it's pretty close to the legal term. But so I was just walking. We parked and we were walking towards Bourbon Street on my birthday, and I just happened to go down an alley, but that alley happened to have a police officer driving down it as soon as I unzipped my pants.
Oh
man.
God.
See, hold on.
Oh, that's terrible.
Like the spirit
That
of
sounds like something that would happen to Chet Hanks.
like okay, I understand like public indecency and like urinating in public should be illegal, but I feel like it should be illegal if you're being irresponsible about it. Like if you just like pulled it out and then started going on a tree in the broad daylight near a school, like you should get arrested for that. But if like you are in
Behind
New
a dumpster
Orleans
with
yeah,
the jacket around
yeah,
you,
like,
you're making,
and you're in a party town and you went down an alley and you tried to hide yourself like by a dumpster, I feel like that's not the spirit of the law. The spirit of the law is like you shouldn't do this
because we have bathrooms.
Yeah. But if you're like an emergency, you're by a dumpster in the back alley, it's like you shouldn't get a ticket for that. But I guess
there's no bathrooms anywhere there. That's the problem. Is like there's no bathrooms anywhere. And I did try to hide it. And I'd been in New Orleans because I lived in Pensacola at the time, so I'd been in New Orleans a bunch of times. I saw a girl in the middle of Bourbon Street one time with 5 dudes like surround her, pee right in the middle of the street, and nothing happened. And I was a few blocks away in an alley, and I got beat up by the cops and then dragged to jail for like 14 hours.
You got beat up.
Oh my God.
I had all the beads around my neck, and they grabbed me by the beads, and then they yanked me, and they threw me against the cop car, and I dented the back door of the cop car.
Oh my God.
Is it because you're a big dude and they thought you were going to get some trouble?
I had a shaved head at the time, and they don't know.
Yeah, you were going through your,
No, that's excessive force.
But you were dressed like the 90s, right? So you're like,
It was dang near the 90s. It was 2002 or so, I think.
Oh, so that's why I feel like nowadays they would think you're more of a novelty. Back then,
time has passed.
You're just a skinhead stuck in the 90s.
Yeah, what do we have here? Oh, look,
90s skinhead.
We got American History X over here with his ding dong out. All right, kick him down. Take his jacket.
Did someone bail you out that night, or you have to spend the night in jail?
spend the night in jail, and they don't tell you where you're going. Like, so they throw me in the back of the cop
Yeah,
car.
but you're
My
good at
police-
this. This is your superpower.
yeah.
That's right.
So they put you in the cop car. They don't tell where you're going. You're like, I'll get these motherfuckers.
Maybe that's why I'm good at it. So as they're driving me away, every time we turn a corner, I'm looking at street signs, trying to remember the streets. And finally, I
Wait a minute. So
solved
you
it.
learned your superpower because you're a master criminal.
They're not the mob taking you to kill you. They're just gonna put you in county jail.
But I don't know where,
man.
but, I don't know anybody's phone number. Like, it's still a point where like cell phones were a thing, and I didn't know anybody's phone number. I didn't know where I was going. My friends didn't know where I was going, so I didn't know what to do.
You know what? That's a good point.
Guys, just write this down. R R R L R R L L L. Stop. If you can figure out that combination, that's where I'm at.
It's so much easier going to jail nowadays because everybody's
You can
got
do it on Zoom.
Well, everybody's got cell phones. Back in the day, if you went to jail while everybody's partying, like you don't know the people's hotel room numbers or like where like if they didn't have a cell phone, how are you going to get in contact with them to bail you out of jail?
I
You
don't
have
know.
to wait.
How are we going to get in contact with them?
Goddamn.
We actually didn't bring our cell phones because it was roaming back when you had roaming charges.
Rip this
So
place apart.
the only phone number I knew was my mom's phone number, and I called her.
Oh, you called your mom. That's you know what? That's
Oh my God, my little 90s superhero calling me. Let me get this. Hello.
New Orleans.
Hi, it's Cadillac Patty.
Yes.
You know what? That's a good point. I bet in the 80s and like anywhere before everybody having cell phones, your mom would know you went to jail a lot more because most people only knew their home phone number.
People actually memorized phone numbers back in the day. They don't remember them now.
I only knew my mom and dad's. I still know it.
But you knew your
still know their
parents' phone numbers.
I knew my friends' phone numbers.
Yeah, but your friends were not home. Like it was the middle of the night. Like I'm saying, the only person that was at
Mom.
home was mom.
Mom.
And you'd have to be like, I'm in jail because you're scared out of your mind. You're like, I can't spend a night in here.
Yeah.
Like this.
It was scary too, real scary.
So Pat, what else have you been up to?
Well, we're going to Nashville next month for like 5 days. That's going to be another trip. That's going to be super fun.
What are you going to do out in Nashville?
I like to hunt for vintage clothes and antique garbage, and just I like the city's cool.
Yeah,
So I like
Nashville's amazing. I love Nashville. We got a lot of friends that have
Yeah.
moved to Nashville. They live in Nashville now.
Do you go to that one street, the party street, and that's where you spend most of your time, or do you?
Not really, to be honest, because that place is it's. I mean, I like a crowd, but sometimes it's too wild. Maybe after COVID, it won't be so wild. But
No.
Like I remember I got there last time I went there was a Saturday night, and I saw like some 65-year-old woman getting dragged out by 2 security guards because she was so blackout drunk. And you can't get a drink, you can't really walk in and out of places. So we go like there's all kinds of cool little cities, little suburbs all around there that are full of cool places. I do spend a little time on Broad Street or Broadway, but not the whole time.
Yeah.
It's probably packed right now. Like
it's
we're open.
disgusting,
Yeah,
I
maybe
bet.
6
Yeah.
months ago it'd be dead.
Because
But
I feel like people right now are freaking out to get out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh
And
my
then-
God, have you seen the airports? Have you seen MCO like on a Saturday? Like I've seen some videos on TikTok of the airport. Oh my God, it's wild.
Well, so many people are fully vaccinated now. They're just like, screw it. I'm going.
Yeah.
It's I'm vaccinated. I'm going. Whatever. It's whatever
I
the
noticed-
science says or not. It's just they are.
I noticed
done.
you didn't post a picture of your card on social media. I don't know, buddy. And I noticed you didn't do it either.
Nope.
I'm just letting everybody know I'm really judging you hard if you're not putting your picture up there.
You get it? Did you get it, TC?
I did get the first one.
It's none of your business. I'm not telling you any of
My body, my choice.
Yeah, that's my business.
I'm getting mine tomorrow, so I'm right there with you.
You
Yeah.
are? Oh my God! Why are
Yeah.
you doing that? They ain't even testing that thing.
Because
I'm
they're
joking. I'm
probably-
joking. I'm joking. I am so joking.
Yeah.
I'm not an anti-vax person. I'm not that guy.
I don't know if you're like me. I just I don't want to lose my taste and smell for a week. Like it literally is like
Some people have lost it for months, dude.
I know. Yeah.
I got a
But
buddy. I got a buddy who
most likely
still
is.
doesn't have it.
That's terrible.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
But that's
if that-
rare.
It is, but I'm just saying, I don't know if that would bode well for me. You'd be better suited to get that one because you don't care about food as much. But I love
Yeah.
cooking, and that would ruin things that I like to do. That's fun.
Sound like a pain in the ass.
Yeah, not good.
All right, Pat. Where can people find you on social media? What's your TikTok? And where can they see you at your bar?
Yes, thank you very much. You can find me at Cadillac Pat, one word, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter. You can see me at the Brass Tap in Waterford Lakes, inside the actual plaza, to the left of the movie theater. It's the only Brass Tap in Orlando. I'm there every Wednesday through Saturday night. Come see me. If you mention you heard me on this radio show, you get a free beer.
No, okay.
That's worth it.
Hey, I didn't get a free beer when I
I'll go
came
there
to
and
see
say,
you.
I'll say, like, I heard you on my show.
Did Mr. Tap finally approve that?
Mr. Tap. All right, Pat. We'll talk to you soon, man.
Thank you, guys. Love you guys.
All
See
right.
you soon.
We love you too, man. We'll talk to you soon. We're open, baby. I didn't hang up on him, but I did good.
I like assuming that the name of every bar is the owner's name, no matter what it is.
Yeah. I like saying it to the staff there. I'm like, I'm going to need to speak to Mr. Tap, please.
Yeah. Is Mr. Breeze here at the Bahama?
How is you were the old okay. You do. Okay. I wasn't gonna say
I like the name of him more, and it's also the fanciest
Tom
place
and his
I've ever-
wife both, like, they're not there right now. In fact, their house is free of tropical knickknacks, but they'll get back there. They'll get back there.
Dude, we got the whole palm frond wall, remember?
I thought she's getting rid of that.
She wants to, but it's still there.
Well, that's just laziness. I mean,
Yeah.
but they're like every once in a while they will pull themselves out of like Bahamian like decor. But then they'll come back to it. And this guy loves a good Bahama. You love a good Rasta pasta.
Our stools at our house are like the bar stools at Bahama Breeze. They're that dark oak, but then it's like, it's not even oak. It's like a dark, and then
it's almost like, did you have the villagers come like knit the backs of these, and then you just brought the furniture from England?
Yeah. It looks like you fit the heart of Tafiki in. It's like all elaborate.
They're very
Hawaiian.
Yeah.
What is that?
Tiki.
Yeah. Anyway,
you love a good Bahama Breeze, buddy. When's the last time we're getting back to we're open, baby.
Oh, we went full Corona. We went there like December.
Oh, yeah.
Straight
for Christmas dinner.
We went there.
Christmas dinner at Bahama Breeze. It's a family tradition.
As soon as they opened the insides, they were like, Bahama Breeze.
Oh, my God.
I love it. When you walk out, you're like, yeah, man. Are you way into it? I love that you love Bahama Breeze. Let's go. Let's do go-to show and have Tom teach you and me, Sam, and Butler the ins and outs of a proper Bahama Breeze business lunch.
I'm in.
I used to feel the same way about Shell's. Shell's Seafood. I used to love going there.
I did have an awkward business lunch there at the bar. And it's awkward because I have the, like...
Was it with a lady?
Yes.
It was with Pam.
No. It was about a potential dentist.
I remember.
Oh my
Yes, you're bringing in the dentist. The lady that was dating the dentist.
I had my files.
Yeah.
Files?
Yeah, so he shows up. He's like, there's this lister lady who's dating a dentist. I think...
So you met them at Bahama Breeze?
No, he met her there.
This is pre-Travis. I would have sent
you met a woman at a Bahama Breeze.
Well, you could never tell his wife this.
No. It's our business meeting.
And he meets her there with the files, and then I think, didn't she recently break up with the dentist? And then she's like, but this is not going to work.
Oh, God.
Wasn't it something like that?
I'm not sure, but it was awkward having to have a meeting with someone to the right of you, right? Like, instead
Turn
of in
your
front.
body.
Yeah, but I'm like...
No, but it's like some of those
we're
chairs
at the
don't
bar.
swivel, and you don't want to put your full knees at the person. They put their knees at you, and then you're face to face. And then there's people in like Rasta shirts flying around with margaritas.
Looking to the right of you, and like, here's the documents. Like, this is but it's odd.
Yeah,
and
it's loud at the bar.
Yeah. Like we should have been at a table. But
still, that's an odd place to meet. Why didn't you meet at our studio? Or like, why did you have to meet at Bahama Breeze?
I don't know. Like, it was one of those things. It happens to me because I'm so awkward.
This is why your wife thinks you're cheating on her.
No.
What, because he's at Bahama Breeze with another woman holding the files?
No, because
why would you do that? Why would you take another woman to Bahama Breeze? It makes no sense.
Well, he still does it. Every week he takes a different woman to Bahama Breeze.
No, because I don't know. Like, when I do the same thing I do with my wife.
Are you going to say I don't know how meetings work?
I don't know how breezes work, okay?
Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Well, because the person is like, where do you want to meet? I'm like, I don't know. And they're like, I work
and
near.
Then your mind goes favorite place. You're like, Bahama Breeze?
What? I don't know. I don't want to suggest a place because I don't know what the proper place to meet for business is. I don't know.
Where do you want to meet? Planet Beach? we can tan. Well, you want to go tanning at Planet Beach?
And then so they're like,
or
well,
Bahama Breeze.
I work. Our office is near, like right across from Bahama Breeze. You want to just meet there? And then I'm like, yes, but I don't want to say no because what if they want to?
And then you said the next weirdest thing you could have said. You said, yes, I'll be the one with the rose. Why would you? And I said, why would you say that? He does this with all our clients. He has to meet them at Bahama Breeze, and he tells them, this is how he met Brian Zeimel. I don't know if you know this. He met Brian Zeimel from Streamline, and he told Brian on the phone, he's like, Bahama Breeze, 12 p.m., I'll be the one with the rose. And he stands there holding one rose, and then that's how the clients know it's him.
God damn it. Oh, man. All right. You know.